in my fucking mouth.
You were supposed to be here earlier so you can rearrange all that.
You know what time it is.
Yeah. Welcome to episode 112 of the Politically Correcting Podcast with me, the Jose Pio, co-host Lavelle Lewis. Of course, as always, Austin on the ones and twos.
Oh, hello.
The proud atheist.
And we are your
Hell yeah.
Yes, I was actually going to do that this month with the Black Republican, the Latino Democrat, and the white quasi-Satanist liberal. And we are your weekly dose of common sense.
You gotta believe in God to believe in the devil, and he don't believe in either. So
that's right.
That's true.
That's true.
Let's toast to our ability to have a drink with friends, have open and honest dialogue, and always striving to walk away still being friends. Salud.
L'chaim.
Salud.
Let me show the rock symbol on there.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, shout out to Genesee Black Cherry Vanilla.
Yeah. This is
good shit.
We'll see how that goes. I'm not quite sure. Let's start the podcast off with the video of the week.
Oh, that's some good shit right there.
Wait till you hear this one.
Times the Democrats going to come down to the hood and pretend that they're going to do something and disappear for the next 3.5 years and then show back up like, hey, niggas, remember me? I'm so sick of this. It's the same thing over and over again, and everybody's pretending like we don't see it.
Do they see it? Do you think they see it?
Do
you think this year they're going to see it?
I think a lot of people, I think a lot of folks are seeing it now. I would like to say that as the Black Republican of the show, I was ahead of this years ago and saying like we keep falling for the same. Oh, maybe this will do. This looks better.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I look like on the screen, so I couldn't tell you.
I don't watch this either. I have no idea.
Camera, so
just ask our guests on the on the social medias. How do we look?
The pandering is at an all-time high, and it works on Black women. Black women is leading the charge of.
You can't just blame it on Black women.
I'm not blaming on them, but I'm saying they are leading the charge as far as supporting Kamala Harris, and they send out these sorry ass Negroes like D.L. Hughley, Steve Harvey, and say they are the kings of Black radio.
They got Ben Stiller now.
Oh, Ben Stiller wants to be Black now. He you know, he's such a weirdo.
Ben Stiller has always been the king of Black radio, though.
I will say Ben Stiller did get away with Robert Downey Jr. dressed up as blackface.
Yes, there's literally only maybe 2 people in the world that can get away with that.
Yeah, they completely.
The other one is the leader of Canada. So today we're going to talk about a couple of things that are nationwide, and then I'm going to bring it back to locally here in Rochester because I really want to get your insights. And by get your insight, I mean talk a whole lot of shit about what's going on in our city and how our mayor is a pussy and how our police are leading by his example. If we had a tougher mayor, maybe we'd have, tougher police. But let's go into politics right now with RFK Jr. Currently, you know how he said he's going to drop out and support Trump?
Who did? Oh, yeah, he did.
RFK Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Democrats are not going to allow him. They're not going to let him. After they sued to take him off the ballot in New York State, they are not allowing him to drop out of the swing states. Says key swing states. 2 key battleground states, Michigan and Wisconsin, declined to remove former independent candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. from their general election ballots this November, despite his request and withdrawal from the race. Kennedy announced last Friday that he was suspending his presidential campaign and would endorse former President Trump. He said he would seek to remove his name from the ballots in states that could theoretically determine the outcome of the election, which would be the swing states, but would keep his name on ballots that are either solidly Democrat or solidly Republican. The critical purple states, however, rejected that offer on Tuesday, stating minor party candidates cannot withdraw, so his name will remain on the ballot in the November election, says Sherry Hardman, senior press secretary for Michigan Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson. They told Axios in a statement on Tuesday. Isn't this kind of a little crazy that a guy that says, look, I'm going to go ahead and drop out and support this guy over here. They've already came after me in multiple states, got me off the ballot in New York State. I'm going to go ahead and just drop out, support this guy over here. And then out of nowhere, they say, oh, wait, hold on. No. We're gonna go ahead and stop. We're going to stop going after you. We're going to go ahead and allow you to stay in the race.
Yeah.
Is that something that sticks out to you? Also, would that stick out to the normal everyday voter? I think that's the issue.
Dr. Cornel West dropped out. They let him drop out.
They sure did. He stood zero chance.
He had absolutely zero chance. But he's a socialist, and they wanted him to join the Kamala campaign. They wanted him in.
I was gonna say, I think he was actually trending better than Kamala did in 2019.
Yeah, because he's a straight up Marxist. 100%. Like, he hates capitalism. He believes the social agenda with the systemic racism and the brothers and sisters in the hood. The poverty is a drug that the capitalist. This is how he talks.
Many people out there don't know Cornel West. I do. I've heard him far too many times.
He's such a fucking dick.
He's one of those. He's one of those black intellectuals that just falls right in line with everything that the Marxists want in a black intellectual.
Yeah.
They want you to be that guy that steps in front of the camera and tell us exactly what, or not tell us, but tell the black folk out there who don't want to spend the time, don't have the energy, don't have the computer access, don't know how to work a computer, you know, as we were told.
Excuse me.
They need him to tell those people exactly what to think. And, you know, having that black face of low expectations, soft bigotry of low expectations for the black community is a sad thing to see. I'm glad that it's happening in the black community and not the brown, aka Latino community.
Oh, it's happening there.
There's John Leguizamo. That's one person.
He's in there.
Is there anyone else?
Our current city council president.
Oh, no. You gotta go. I'm talking nationally.
Oh, nationally? Yeah, John Leguizamo is definitely one. J-Lo is another one. I mean,
I don't think she's actually came out.
She's the Hollywood elites.
Absolutely.
The Hollywood elites. George Lopez, he's definitely one.
I've never heard him talk politics.
I guarantee you look him up right now. He'd be like, "Come out ahead of this! Come out ahead of this!"
He was in that superhero movie where he was calling Batman a fascist. You know, so I think that's pretty.
He's definitely.
Yeah.
I need my audio. Have you fixed the
I'm working
thing
on it.
yet?
Because
I need that. How dare you?
How dare you?
It's even easier to turn a lot of the Mexicans now because
this is not our first.
I mean, I don't know what's up with this arm here. It's so much easier to paint the United States as a villain, and especially with the whole border patrol nonsense that they try to kind of make this far right conservative. I don't know. Just Republicans are racist just because they're like, yo, bro, close the border. We don't want MS-13 running up in Colorado.
Well, it's pretty easy
shutting down apartment buildings.
It's pretty easy to talk shit about an entire group of people when they have no voice whatsoever. We're talking about the local media is not just the local media, but the mass media in general is just never going to give them a voice. I mean, everyone knows that if you want to hear conservatives, you go to Fox News, you go to Breitbart, which those news agencies are not getting the coverage for the blank voters, the independent voters, the people who are right down the middle, the moderates.
But Fox News isn't conservative. They're neo. They're
neocons. Absolutely. Yeah.
They're like Sean Hannity is the biggest neocon of all neocons in media.
Yeah, the
Glenn Beck, they got rid of Glenn Beck. He's a neocon too.
Well, nowadays
but not as much as Sean Hannity.
You got to go to independent sources like the Politically Correcting podcast, like Tucker Carlson. I'm equating us to him because essentially we have almost the exact same amount of
level.
Yeah, same amount of watchers, listeners.
Mm-hmm.
Roundabout. I'm estimating.
We talk a lot of shit.
We got Austin's big head in the camera there.
Hey, there you go. You see
the audio issue. The issue for today It's so weird. Every time we come in here, there's a different issue, and it's literally always a different issue. Today's is this audio thing where I get to press the button and it makes the different audio things. It's just not working, unfortunately. But something that recently came up that we
wait, hold on. You was talking about you called the mayor homosexual.
Oh, you want to jump into local?
Yeah, you were.
I did not call him a homosexual.
Oh, I thought you said he was.
I didn't say homosexual.
I didn't hear that.
Although when it's gay month, the only time we see him is when he's cutting ribbons, and when it's gay month, and when it's gay pride, and when it's Pride Month, and when it's LGBTQIA month, and when it's trans week, and then it's all this different 187 different things going on for the legitimate qua community throughout the year. That's the only time we see him, other than when he's cutting ribbons.
Yeah, why do they show up for cutting ribbons on anything like, I don't know, new black something?
Are you eating something right now?
Yeah, the sour gummies.
Ay. Right. So my issue has been that, like, we have it.
Yeah. So why do they show up?
Well, my issue is, if you have a city that's literally decaying in front of you, you should not have time for that.
Mm-hmm.
If, let's just say, I were mayor, I would come out with my first 2 years and say, I ain't got time for ribbon cuttings. I ain't got time for nothing other than working to fix the crime, fix the murders, fix the Kia boys, fix our education system, fix the investment in our city, fix the amount of housing that we don't have, shortage of housing that we have. Yet we have an entire city that's built for 300,000 people. We only have 210,000 living in it currently, which means we have a surplus of about 90,000 units out there that is just sitting in decay because it's just empty. It's overrun by, gangs and drug dealers. And I'm just tired of it. I would sit there and say, look, you're not going to see me for 2 years. I'm going to be in front of the news. You can ask me questions of what's going on. The media can have full access to me, but for the next 2 years, I got work to do. And this city is burning to the ground, and, we're going to celebrate the wins, but there's going to be, we're going to take some losses in the meantime. We're probably going to get sued a couple of times because the police are going to have to put some hands on some people that need to get their hands put on.
But it's a priority. It's starting to become a priority for the left.
Say again.
Well, they're starting to talk about the crime. City Council member Michael Patterson came out and said something about it.
Yeah, the guy that wants to change the name of the city because Nathaniel Rochester was a slave owner.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck getting that past the Masons. That's not gonna happen.
Well, that's my issue. When you have people who will show up for the camera once per year, I guarantee if you look, Google him. I know Michael Patterson very well because I can read people.
Hey, didn't he like give you a ride home?
He did. He was my Uber driver one time. He was my Uber driver from his house one time. That was, man.
That was after my birthday. That was on my birthday weekend. Yeah.
Nothing else can sober you up a little bit more than seeing your freaking the guy that you sit on city council with. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? You're picking me up and you're.
Did you tip him?
I don't think I did. I don't think I did.
Yeah, that motherfucker don't need a tip.
He owes me reparations. But
that shit was hilarious. I was like, get the fuck out of here. Out of all people, out of anybody, that motherfucker came to pick you up. This is a guy who wants to put cap on rents.
Yep.
He wants to stop evictions.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, he's talking about the crime.
When it comes to crime, he will speak up randomly. I'm telling you, if you were to Google his name and look up what news sources have talked to him about what, you'll see him once per year talk about something about crime because it's every summer.
Got it.
He'll talk about something about how we need to step it up. But at the same time, he's also the one that said that the Delta Sonic on Hudson, which can easily fall under Irondequoit Police Department, actually does fall under Irondequoit Police Department.
Yeah, that's the border is right by the 104.
The border is actually the gas station part of Delta Sonic.
Oh,
the car wash area is Irondequoit. The checkout, I'm sorry, the where you get detail,
Mhm.
that's Irondequoit, but where you get gas,
That's the city.
that's the city. So Irondequoit Police Department came to the city and said, you know, we just want to we want to get your okay to be the police source for this location.
Mhm.
We have to come here for nonsense anyways, right next
Mhm,
door,
mhm.
right across the street at Walmart.
Yeah.
Let us come here for this. And Michael Patterson was the one that said that Irondequoit Police Department has a history of racism.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
the same old bullshit that I get so tired of hearing about how racist Irondequoit cops are. I've been, and I'm not going to exonerate anybody that may have done some shit that was kind of shady, right? Because I do remember,
Regardless of race.
right, regardless of race, but I do recall as a youngster, me and my cousin walking home from school, and IPD rolled up on us on some old bullshit and tried to say we fit description of two dudes stealing a bike.
Well, let's be honest, you do.
No, we listen. They just picked us up. They were just picked us up out of any old. Like I was like, yo, motherfucker, we just scored 7 fucking touchdowns in the last 2 games, bitch. Fall back, bruv. I didn't say that.
You didn't say that. Okay, I'm about to say.
But we didn't pay him no mind. Is it still like that? Who knows? There's RPD that do dumb shit like that. A bad cop is a bad cop. There's bad black cops. There's bad white cops. Just depending on what side of the fence you find yourself on with that fucking cop pulling up on you for no reason. Maybe that guy's wife was getting banged out by his neighbor and he found out that day. Maybe that was just his moment. But this same,
we are your wife's favorite threesome. That's what we used to start with.
If she wants to be a vixen.
The threesome is Austin, Lavelle, and myself.
But yeah, that same BS. The fact that Irondequoit Police Department asked the city if they could, it to me that lets me believe that they are trying to change that, and they don't want that smoke, right? They don't want that bullshit. And now we got a fucking Marxist town supervisor to lead the city, lead the town of Irondequoit.
Yeah, way to go, Irondequoit, idiots.
Fucking can't get shit right.
Dude, you went from, well, first of all, I like Rory. Obviously, he was on our show before. We helped get him elected, literally.
Sure did.
My issue was it seemed as though there were probably some personal gripes against Rory that, or Rory had against other people in Irondequoit that he may have gotten himself in the middle of and prevented them from, developing certain plots of land.
Yeah, that I Square has always been a fucking problem.
I Square, also the place where Titus Tavern's at. I think that maybe he may have gotten himself in a little bit of heat because of his personal connections to certain things.
But the town chose a Trump-hating, cop-hating Marxist.
Yeah. That's
to replace him.
Well, the thing is, you're the first Republican supervisor in how long? Like, you have to be that much better.
Since Maggie Brooks.
Yeah, you got to be that much better. And that's why it's like, damn, like some things you got to let go, some things you got to allow, because you have to be, it's like being Black or Latino, being raised Latino. It's always, I am being 5 foot freaking 2. You always got to be that much better in order to be looked at as the same.
Are you sure about that? Could I just be your little,
what's that,
complex that you have? Like, since I'm short, they're going to just fucking single me out. So I got to stand tall.
Maybe, but I
gotta stand on business.
No, my soul glows. It's just I got a huge ego, which makes up for everything else, I guess. But yeah, that's the thing that I hate, is that people have such short-term memory in the city that they'll sit there and glow about Michael Patterson being in the news about one particular thing. It's like, all right, go back every single year. He talks about the exact same thing every single year. What does he actually do? And one thing I will give him was that behind the scenes, it was me and Michael Patterson meeting with the chief of police and some people in the community, talking about how to get around the bail reform issue, how to get around the too young to go to jail issue. And he was there at the table with me, pushing for alternative ways to kind of combat the highest level of issues that we were dealing with, meaning like illegal guns, ghost guns, stuff like that. When that there's people out there that deserve to go to prison, yet they're let out with no bail, no nothing. He was there for that at those meetings, and he was the only one with me at those meetings. I'm going to give him that. On top of that, I'm sorry, there's two things. Number two, when it came to defunding police during COVID, which a lot of people seem to forget about what actually happened during COVID and how the city of Rochester did defund police by, number one, canceling 2 different classes for new recruits. They canceled one, and then the second one, no one showed up for, no one wanted to be involved in, so they had to cancel the second one. And then on top of that, we had 2 new police substations that were supposed to be built. Excuse me. One in the in the South District, one in the Great Northwest District, and those 2 got blocked. They said, we're going to halt this for now until we figure out what we're going to do with funding for RPD. And then they just never came back to it. I pushed for it in the Northwest. I said, there's no way we're just going to sit there and take this. We want our police substation. We want our building built. We want this, that, and the other. Had community input sessions and everything. Like the mayor had to actually do something about it because I was making too much freaking noise about it. And
Which
then
was that Evans or
Evans?
Oh.
And then at the end, he just said, he actually didn't tell me this, but I found out when I saw that something was going down at the corner of 104 and Lake Avenue, when there was fencing put up and there was some digging that was being done. I said, what's going on over here? There's obviously movement. Are we actually getting the police substation with the Northwest Service Center that we were promised? And it wasn't him that responded. It was one of his commissioners saying, no, actually, we decided to combine the parcel and then submit it for RFP for different developers to provide what they want to do with it. So it went from a community-owned and community-owned development when it came to what we wanted, which was police substation, a service center there, potential for an actual rec center because Maplewood doesn't have one.
Yeah.
Edgerton kind of has one, but there's no indoor gym.
It's just a fucking
ballroom.
Yeah.
And then Charlotte doesn't have one at all. We went from that to nothing at all. So the $10 million we're supposed to get for the building, plus the 2 police training sessions for new recruits were canceled. Classes for new recruits were canceled. That was between the 2 buildings and the 2 classes. It was well over $20 million. So anyone that says that the RPD was not defunded, you just have no freaking clue what you're talking about. Now, when I was at a community session off of Clinton over on Norton, where the old Silver Stadium was, that's where the Northeast Service Center is. I was there. I was invited by the Clinton Ave Business Association president. He said, I always tell people, that's not my district. I'm not going to step in on someone else's district. That's not, he said, you're the only one standing up for Clinton Ave and for police. We need your voice there. I said, I'm going to show up, but I'm not going to say nothing.
That's Patterson's area, right?
That is Patterson's area. And something that was brought up about RPD and stuff like that. And Patterson did stand on his own for no questions asked, no, nothing like that. He said, one thing I have to give to Councilman Jose Pio was the fact that he was the only one that voted no against the defunding of police. He was the only one that stood up for the actual funding of the classes, funding of the substation. He was the only one that stood for them. He's like, and for that, I got to give him credit. And afterwards, I said, thanks. I didn't know what to say after that. I appreciate that. Nothing. Nothing.
So fuck him. Fuck that motherfucker.
Well, I still want to give credit where credit's due.
Yeah, you give him credit, but still.
But that's where it ends because Clinton Ave is still a freaking cesspool of violence. Clifford Ave is still.
Look at him. What the fuck is he gonna do to anything? What does he know?
He's gonna give people a ride home.
What? Yeah. Well, they called it reallocating funds. It's not defunding. I was like,
it was reimagining RPD.
Yes, reimagining RPD with reallocating funds, just like the Democrats. It's no longer abortion rights. It is
reproductive rights.
These fuckers,
because you somehow don't have the right to reproduce.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yo, we missed a lot since our last show.
A lot has happened.
A lot of shit that's going down, bro.
It happens every freaking time. Like for the radio show, I can put together a radio show 2 days before, and I have to change the entire thing that day. Change the entire topics, change the entire conversation because there's just so much going on. It seems as if I were someone who were trying to make someone forget about all the bullshit I made them go through. Let's say you're in a relationship with someone who, I don't know, beats your ass, right? And the guy is trying to, bring you back and stuff like that. So he sends flowers, he visits you, he takes you on dates, he brings you to nice places, he sends you to the salon, he pays for your nails, pays for your hair.
That sounds like Elvis Presley. Have you ever seen the movie Priscilla?
Priscilla, no.
Oh, watch it.
Okay.
It's good. The fucker groomed a young...
I was going to say she was young.
Yes, he groomed her, bro. Drugged her. He was a fucking psycho.
But that's the thing. You inundate them with so much different information that they forget what you did to them.
That's what he did.
And that's what's happening to our country right now. And it's the same thing that we do in other countries. We inundate them with so much bullshit so that they don't even know what the hell is actually happening. So that when it does happen, they're like, how did we get here?
That's what Obama said. Remember you see his speech where he said, he goes, you flood an area with so much garbage that they cannot figure out. He said those exact same thing.
Man, he's a smart man.
No, he's a fucking Democrat. That's the fuck he is.
Austin, can you zoom in on me? I feel like I'm tiny compared to him.
I mean,
make me look there. Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, there's my big head right there.
There you go.
Our audio
does so much better.
Our audio's still not matched up.
My dimple,
but it's all right.
It's like dimpley. It's real dimpled. You notice the jet strip? I wore this because
Dan from the streets would love the fact that you're wearing a jersey.
So here's the thing.
By the way, he says hi. Dan
Fuck
from
him.
The streets.
Fuck him.
He says
Dan.
He should just come on the show.
Yeah, he says he wants to.
He should.
Yeah.
No, fuck him.
Oh, why?
Never.
I'm just kidding. I love Dan.
As a fellow Jet fan,
I see him in church all the time.
I wore this because
do you?
The next show that
he goes to my church.
Next show that we have, the Jets will be 3-0
in preseason.
No, it's not preseason.
What is it?
Then our next show would be the third game. We will be 3-0.
Oh! You think you're gonna go 3-0 out?
I don't think. We know.
Are you putting money on it?
I know. Yes.
Have you put money on it?
Don't pull up the schedule.
Have you put money on it?
We're beating San Fran.
You're gonna beat San Fran?
Yeah, we're beating the Niners. Fuck the Niners. Okay. Fuck that.
You were talking about local.
Is that another one?
Damn, that was a.
I think I need another one. I think I need another one. Hold on. I gotta get another one.
Go ahead. Because Austin's gonna have to pull up this article anyways.
Yeah, let's do it.
Another one there?
No, I'm good. Thank you though. So what's happening in our city is that our criminals keep freaking suing our city when they get caught. We talked about how, in my opinion, the police are going to have to, at some point, start yoking up these motherfuckers when you need to get yoked up.
Notice that shirt, Almost Queen?
Yeah, shout out to Almost Queen. They put on an awesome show. It's Queen. Almost.
Yeah, okay. But they
were so good, I bought a shirt.
They got the OGs up there, though. They got the real Queen.
No, it's a complete.
That's the Almost Queen?
That's Almost Queen, yeah. That's not them.
They just look like them.
Yes, they do dress like them. They do sound like them. They do play like them. He does everything, mannerisms and everything. So
is he gay like?
I have no idea. He looks like a fireman. I don't know how to. The mustache. It's the mustache.
Yeah.
But he was up there sweating. That was the sad thing, is that you could see like the sweat through his tank top, and I'm like, dude, change your tank top.
Shout out to Freddie Mercury.
Shout out to
genius.
Shout out to Michael Jackson. It's his birthday today. Cheers to MJ.
Another genius.
Yeah. Who was also a creep, like Elvis.
No, he was not.
Bro, don't get fucked up now.
Don't do it.
Don't get you got the
feds
wrong one.
tried.
No,
investigated.
I don't care if he touched kids. He was still a creep. Did you
didn't.
see
None
him?
of the above.
I'm not talking about the accusation.
None
I'm
of the
talking about
above.
him being a fucking weirdo.
He was not weird either.
Yeah, Michael Jackson wasn't
Nope,
weird.
not weird.
He's a normal fella.
Normal human being.
Yep,
Straight
just-
up normal.
Oh, okay.
100%.
You're weird for thinking he was weird.
Yeah, I guess I'm.
You
know,
should stop
There
judging
is-
people, Austin.
There are only
Cut me
maybe
off, I guess.
one, maybe two people on the planet that you must refrain from speaking badly about. Michael Jackson is one of them.
Oh, I want to hear who the other one is.
See-
The second one is up for debate, but Michael Jackson is like literally up there next to Jesus. And people talk about Jesus all the time.
I would be more willing to stop talking shit about Michael Jackson.
I would.
Oh shit!
If we were a different country, I would have every right to kill you right now. Every right to kill you.
Yo,
Just
sometimes
behead you.
listen, no lie. Sometimes I'll be like, yo, I totally understand a tyrant's mind. I totally get it.
A tyrant's mind?
A tyrant, yo, I totally get their struggle.
Explain.
Well, think about it. If you, let's say, for a tyrant, right? Nine times out of 10, they're a piece of shit. But that one time that they're not, and that person that is like being a real piece of shit to them, like, you know what I mean? Like, if I didn't do shit to you and then you want to disrespect me as a tyrant, I'm gonna fucking off you. Why not? I totally get it. I totally fucking understand their struggle.
Wait, so am I the one being offed in this? Like,
Yeah. You're the one being off. 100%. You're like this.
You would see it, like if I was the tyrant, I would have some, some restraint upon my off with the head.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
I think after the first one, you would just go crazy.
No, see, this is why it is hard to see a woman as president, because
Oh, here we go.
the what's the was it Queen Elizabeth who was off with their heads? Like who's
was that Victoria? Or
was she off with her heads?
Maybe.
One of them
One- one-
off with their heads.
It wasn't the let them eat cake.
I don't know. Is any of our
Anne
listeners,
something,
our
wasn't it?
viewers, because we
haven't been looking at any of the
we
freaking
neglect
comments here.
everybody.
Jeez,
You know what I'm saying?
Louise. Austin didn't even have the
So
page
wait,
up.
whoa, go Bills! Not fuck all that shit.
It's Striker. He's allowed to say that.
Start by getting rid of Barnhart, Lupien,
That's what I was getting to.
Clark,
After I was so rudely interrupted
and
by the Satanist.
Who was the other one?
Hushla?
Who the fuck is that?
I don't know. He's a Marxist, apparently.
Spell it.
Hushla. Yeah,
Hushla. Oh, Hushla Ray. That's
Who the fuck is that?
that's Sarah Clark's right-hand woman.
Oh, okay.
You can't freaking call out someone that's not even
Hearts
elected.
and Alice was off with their heads.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, the Queen of Hearts. Thanks, Traeger.
That movie still spooks me out.
Alice in
Alice in
Wonderland?
Wonderland. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
It's weird.
Like
you're
the
just gonna-
original
you're just gonna-
cartoon?
you're just gonna eat some shrooms and like trip out, and then you got some cards that are coming after you, and some cats that are talking to you, and some mushroom flower things that are singing to you.
Yeah.
And then you got the bootleg Humpty Dumpty freaking things bouncing off each other, the twin guys.
I liked the one with the walrus and the oysters.
So weird.
Yeah, that segment was fun.
Oh yeah, I don't know what that is. All right, so we got criminals that are suing. This involves a
What
lawsuit.
the hell type of shit is that, bro?
Well, it's because it was regarding an incident outside a store on South Avenue back in 2015. Back in 2015, court rules 2 Rochester police officers used excessive force during 2015 arrest. Just a reminder to everyone out there, it is 2024. The store owner says Van, the guy, David Van, who was the one who sued, became angry and was then locked out of the store, but later returned through the front door. Police were called, and Van claimed several officers, including Matthew Drake, Stephen Mitchell, the police officers, went too far during his arrest, punching him several times and throwing him to the ground.
Was this from the PAB?
No, PAB was not around at that time.
No, I'm saying the fact this happened in 2015 and bring it up now, it's PAB going back and pulling up old shit.
I don't know, but I got to tell you, first of all, I'm probably not okay with police officers punching people that they're arresting. If they're getting punched, punch the shit out of them. But if someone's in handcuffs, zero reason you should be punching them.
Wait, was this on Hudson Ave?
South Ave.
South Avenue.
You know, I don't even know if I agree with that though. Like I the one thing about all these body cams
So Satanist liberal.
being out is this is one of my more conservative.
More
views.
conservative.
His girlfriend's gonna kick him out.
Watch some body cam compilations and see the shit that they're dealing with. I think there's probably some handcuffed people that could use a punch.
No, that's the thing. Yo, I ain't even gonna front, man. There's definitely no comparison between the job of a police officer and the job of a security guard in a lot of situations. However, within just my experience of being a security guards have a job to do. Their job is to stop people from breaking things or breaking in, right? They have to protect whatever it is that they're
protect the
hired
rights of the ones who are there legally and paid for it, yada yada.
What people don't know is every citizen as a citizen, we have the right to make a citizen's arrest. If you see a crime, you have the right to stop and prevent it. That's also extended to a security guard. Now, I've been in multiple situations where I've seen security guards beat the shit. I mean, beat the shite out of someone.
Beat the taste out their mouth.
Beat their ass. And they deserved every minute of it. And you wouldn't hear a peep of it.
And the liberals laughing about it.
Well,
and he agrees that there are some people that
they
do deserve to get their ass whooped.
The only reason why you see shit like this is because motherfuckers can get paid. There is absolutely no accountability in the city. Back in the day, if you got your ass zipped, there's a slim chance that shit was based off of, like, not necessarily slim chance, the percentage of it being like a racial encounter is not as high as, like, there's 10 to 15% of the people on this planet that is going to fucking fuck shit up because they want to do it. And they don't care.
They're destructive by nature.
By nature, that's what they're just what they're gonna do. And then there's another percentage of like maybe 5 to 10% that will do shit, believe they won't get caught.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe 20 to 25% of the people that are in this fucking planet are gonna do some dumb shit. Yo, a cop can't get it right all the time. Maybe they fucked up sometimes. But some of these people need to get their ass whooped.
I said it during COVID. I'm pretty sure they have it on recording. I told the police officer because it was this one freaking guy that keeps coming around in Charlotte, that goes around, pulling on door handles, going into garages, stealing like tools and stuff like that. And it's mostly in Greece, honestly. But he steps into Charlotte a couple times, and I told the police, I said, if you come into Charlotte and you're coming to see somebody that has been ruining people's freaking quality of life, because what he does is breaks into freaking people's cars or opens up garage. I don't care if he's breaking in or just opening up doors. I don't care.
Right.
He's fucking with people's livelihoods. I had a guy who's in a he doesn't have, what is it? He has to lay back. He has no arms. He has a bike that he lays back on, and he pedals with his feet laid back like as a recliner. Mm-hmm. And because he has no arms, he can't freaking guide the freaking bike. Someone stole that bike. I had another guy who had a trailer who did landscaping, I believe it was landscaping or property maintenance, and they stole the entire freaking trailer, right? And so I said, we know who's doing this, and we know that you're just arresting them and letting them right back out because the judges are letting them right back out. Some people need to get yoked the fuck up.
They do.
They need to get yoked the fuck up. They need to understand the severity of the crime, because at this point, you're ruining somebody else's life because you simply believe that you have more rights to what they have earned with their own, I hate to say hands because the other guy didn't have any hands, earned with their own bodies, their own value that they brought forth into life. Yoke them up. I said, if you need to, yoke them up. In the Northwest, we're okay with it. If you go to someone else's district, I'm not sure they're going to be okay with it, but you have my full permission to do it. And you can see the police officers smiling, and you can see the freaking city council people with their freaking flaming heart liberals like, oh my God, how dare you?
Until it happens to their ass.
Right.
Till it happens to them.
But then they're the same ones that vote no on a grant to bring more police into the area for overtime pay, saying, hey, we're going to pay for your overtime pay because we have pedestrians that are getting knocked off the freaking side of the road because cars are zooming right through the streets going 85 in a 35. And they'll vote no for that.
Was it the chick with a dick or the chick that was in the movie?
The one that was all butthurt doing a freaking interview on her front porch because you said that you're going to have a first date with her.
Let me show you what she looked like. Could you pull up the movie The Mask?
Sure.
With
Cameron Diaz?
No, not Cameron Diaz.
Say.
Oh, are you talking about Rocky Dennis?
Yeah, with what's her name? Cher. Yeah, that's what she looked like. Show this bitch.
Oh, damn.
Show this bitch.
That's fucked up.
Wait, are you saying she looks like the main guy or like
the
just
main guy?
Oh, okay.
Bottom left, in the middle left. Yep, that one.
There she go.
Hold on. Give me a second to pull that up for everybody.
That is not nice.
She's sitting on city council right now.
There it is.
Can you draw a mask on it though?
Yo, that's her right there. That's that motherfucker.
Speaking of,
you look, you see it, you like, it's exaggerated, but they can be related.
It's like an AI version. They like recreate this.
Yeah.
Snapchat. That's a Snapchat.
Yeah, it's a
feature?
filter.
It's a filter.
Yeah. 3 teens who were suspect.
Oh man,
you heard about the 3 teens. Suspects are facing charges in last week's fatal crash in Brighton. Everyone knows about this, but we're gonna go through it because
this is what Patterson stood up on. This is what got him out of his seat.
But your friend decided to speak up about it.
Who? The mask?
Who we were just talking about. do we have the
everybody they knew. They knew.
Which
one
one?
of the 2 gingers. Who's they talking about?
Do we have the teen stealing car? Yeah, that one right there.
Yeah.
All right. It says city leaders voice frustration. There was only one person that was quoted in this. You can go look for yourself. 13 wham. 3 teen suspects are facing charges in last week's fatal crash in Brighton, and police said one of them is no stranger to law enforcement. For those of you who don't know what happened, this 17-year-old named Theodice Parks was charged with murder in the fatal Brighton crash. Investigators said he has an extensive criminal history.
At 17?
At 17.
Can we see a picture of this little bad motherfucker?
The decades of, quote, decades of systemic disinvestments in these neighborhoods and in our people has a cost. East District City Council member Mary Lupien says.
Wait. Rewind.
And we are seeing that cost now.
Bro, wait. Rewind that what she said. Rewind, please. Rewind that.
Decades of systemic disinvestments in these neighborhoods and in our people has a cost. And we are seeing that cost now. That cost the life of Thomas Chase, 92-year-old man who was killed when a stolen Kia crashed into his car in Brighton last week following a police pursuit. Remember when the articles that were writing about this were saying they're focusing on the police pursuit part, kind of trying to make it sound like it's all because the police were pursuing the 17-year-old? Yeah. He's now charged with murder. Good. But remember, this is a 92-year-old man. He was killed when he was driving. This was a Sprite 92-year-old man. He was still driving. A stolen Kia crashed into his car. The mayor's suing Kia, right?
Yeah. Him and Joe Morelli is suing Kia.
Yeah, pussies. Parks is now charged with murder. Police describe the teen as a career criminal. Lupien voiced her concerns about these repeat offenders. All right, you ready to get into this? You ready to hear this? I'm sure you are. The kids that are doing these car thefts, they are self-identifying as needing help. What is it that went wrong in their lives that they went down this path to think that stealing cars and hurting our community is an acceptable form of recreation? Chief David Smith says, we've arrested him repeatedly. Other agencies have arrested him repeatedly. And he's on parole. Parole at 17 years of age. Lupien says, get this, resources for young people are essential. We need to do a better sales pitch as a community to help these kids choose the light over these dark paths, she said. And without resources, it becomes very hard to persuade a kid who is maybe making money this way or has a sense of belonging.
This is why the whole when what was it? ABC every Friday, thank God it's Friday.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the white people disciplining our kids type thing, like put Johnny on a timeout. That's this bitch right here. Listen, these kids in the fucking hood in a trap. That put Johnny on a timeout. Let's have a conversation, Johnny. Johnny, why are you stealing your friend's car? That shit don't work. That shit is not working. The young 17-year-old, his mom and daddy is probably just as fucked up, right? It's possible. It could be 50-50, maybe 60. I would say 70% more so that the 17-year-old, his parents are fucked up. Maybe one is dead, possibly. Who knows? Maybe one is in jail, possibly. Who knows? We don't know. But I'm willing to bet there's a lot of trauma that's behind there. So this fucking dumb fuck.
Passed down trauma from
Passed down, right.
generations
Generation.
of
Like yo,
racism and
no, it's not racism. No, it's not racism.
it's because they came from a family of slaves.
No. Our own.
No?
We had a city council member that was with the G Boys back in the day, which is a old school gang. No, it wasn't G Boys. It was Black Mob. He was with the Black Mob. That's Adam McFadden.
He is not a city council member.
He was one, but
should be
that
in
was his
jail,
past,
hopefully.
right? That was his past. But I say that because he's what, almost 60, and those gangs, those type of gangs, are the reason why we still have gangs right now. It is a culture that's been passed down from generation to generation. That's why, Mary. That's why your dumb ass need to go back to fucking Penfield, where you came from. Sit your ass there. Go over there and sit on that board and fuck up Penfield. Get your ass out of Rochester. You're done.
Austin,
Yes.
how do you feel about that?
I as someone from the
As a
Penfield-
resident liberal.
from the Penfield area, I agree. Yeah, get the fuck out of there, bitch.
Get out of there. Get out.
Oh, so you want her in Penfield?
Maybe not Penfield, maybe Senator Webster.
Yeah.
As a resident liberal, would you want her
It's
representing
conservative in
you?
Webster.
No,
Webster's
no,
conservative.
of course not.
Okay, so that doesn't represent your point of view.
No. Yeah, as someone who's barely liberal, that's
He's scratching the surface.
yeah.
He's neutral.
Yeah, I'm not a believer in generational trauma causing, like, no, you're responsible for your own actions and you should be held as such.
I agree. What we tend to forget are the vast amount of people who are impacted because of these young kids that are out here stealing cars. We have a article about another chase that happened today. Austin's not ready to pull it up, I don't think.
Oh, sorry.
Another chase that happened today. 5 people were arrested after this chase. Did I send it to you? I'm pretty sure I sent it to you. Either way, another chase that ends in a crash in Rochester. This one began near Goodman Street, where troopers tried to stop a Jeep. According to state police, the driver of the Jeep never stopped and chase ensued through the city. The chase ended when the Jeep slammed into an uninvolved Acura sedan, which then hit another car in the area of Lake Avenue and Driving Park Avenue. The Jeep rolled over as a result of the crash. Now, hearing that, it automatically sounds like at least 5 different people are impacted, right? You got whoever, maybe they own that Jeep, maybe not. I'm going to go ahead and assume that they may have had that Jeep for a reason. So whoever owned that Jeep, your insurance is going up. They slammed into an uninvolved Acura sedan. That insurance is going up. You also have a deductible that you have to pay, which then hit another car in the area of Lake Avenue Driving Park. That car has a deductible they have to pay. Also, insurance will go up.
500 to 1,000.
Yep.
So, folks.
A lot of these kids are running into businesses. What do you think happens to those prices when the business has to pay for also their deductible as well as insurance going up, prices have to go up. This is not just a I hope my car doesn't get stolen issue. This impacts the entire freaking city. Who else has seen their insurance go up? Have you guys seen your insurance bill lately?
Yeah, mine right now. Luckily, it's
Mine went up 30%.
well, hopefully mine.
Austin, has your insurance gone up? Car insurance, renter's insurance, life insurance?
Oh, absolutely, of course.
Do you have any clue of how much it has gone up?
No, I haven't.
Okay, from what to what? How much do you pay in every 6 months? Because I went from paying $384. Actually, I went from paying $384. I looked at it last year. $384 every 6 months. Every 6 months. $384 for a 2019 Jeep. Bought a 2024 Jeep. My insurance is now, I believe, $900 something for the year.
Wait.
So that's an additional $200 something off of $700.
Okay.
So that's a 20 something percent off, or 25, 30%.
Yeah,
30%.
I pay monthly, so it's like I think it went up from like 70 to 100, give or take.
So the thing is, on top of that, if you go into these hardest hit areas like Lyle Avenue and talk to the business owners that have to deal with these cars crashing into their buildings, we also had El Taino over on Clinton that got crashed into. Their insurance not only goes up, their insurance, they're getting dropped. Their insurance companies will drop them. And now, if you look for insurance for a retail business in the city of Rochester in certain zip codes, you have a hard time finding insurance. And when you do, it tends to be a little bit higher than you would normally think. That's the reality of what we're facing right now. This is not just I hope my car doesn't get stolen like Lavelle had his stolen. And how long were you out without a car?
Still out one. I don't want to get back on the road.
Yeah, but how long before your insurance actually stepped in?
Oh no, they step right in. They step right in.
To pay for your car though.
Oh yeah,
for you to get a new one.
No, they step. Well, I had to wait 30 days because after 30 days, you know what I'm saying, that's when it's considered total.
Well, imagine being a single mom.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Trying to get to work.
Well, when we talked about it on the show, back when it happened, and we had RPD in, they said the actual Grand Theft Auto department was pretty much disintegrated down to one actual patrol car. So you got one guy trying to find the car, and my car was found. Like they found it like maybe 4 or 5 months after the fact. So if they would have had the same level of officers on the beat, I probably would have found my car. The car, they used my car in like some sort of, I don't know, drive-by. It's part of a criminal case, and it was totaled out. But just to your point, it's happening so much. You ever see RoboCop?
Yes,
that's my favorite movie.
That's your favorite movie?
That's my favorite. I love RoboCop.
Really?
RoboCop, RoboCop's so good.
It is really, really good. Me and my mom, we were just watching it recently, and I forgot how good it was.
It's so fucking good.
Like, it's funny as fuck too.
It's bitches leave. Oh my god, there's so many quotable lines from that movie.
So many quotable lines. It's a fucking phenomenal movie.
I haven't seen it in a while, I guess.
But just to see how ahead they were with that movie,
where we are going into currently.
Yeah, where we're going into.
Yeah.
And I do think a lot of this crime is by design because the crime was so fucking bad that they was like, yo.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that because I think that there is a motive to all of this. I really do feel as if there is. And if people in the 80s had podcasts like this, maybe there would have been people saying, look, the government is bringing crack into your neighborhoods and they're selling it to you and they're sourcing it to the drug dealers and they want you hooked on it because they're paying for guns being shipped down in South America. Would they have been considered crazy at the time? Absolutely. So let's sound a little crazy here. There are plenty of illegal guns in the city of Rochester. A lot of them are being sold by our corner stores. Corner stores. I'm not playing. I'm not joking around. I know for a fact, straight up fact. A lot of guns are being sold at these corner stores, and police know about it. They can't do anything about it because ATF has control over it.
Makes sense.
So ATF has the say on when they're going to jump in there and say, oh, we heard you got this. We need to do a little search run here. No, ATF is not going to allow them to do that because guess what? I don't know. Maybe it's on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And the amount of drugs being funneled into the city of Rochester, the amount of fentanyl being funneled into the city of Rochester compared to Buffalo, compared to Syracuse is astronomical.
Mm-hmm.
Astronomical. The amount of guns and the amount of fentanyl being brought into this city is astronomical comparatively to similar cities. So you may be out there thinking he sounds like a conspiracy theorist, and we are going to get to a conspiracy theory in a little bit. That's the facts that I know. Do you believe that there are guns being shipped into the city on purpose? Do you believe that fentanyl is being shipped into the city on purpose? Do you also believe that we were a sanctuary city on purpose? Because that's what I think.
Well, you look at, again, going back to the movie, they didn't like their local police department was like kind of obsolete, right? When it came to fighting crime, like they
There's
could
so
only,
much.
they could only do so much. So
Right.
they went to a group of rich investors,
Mhm.
wealthy investors.
Mhm.
They come with the solution, and the robotics
Technology,
is
of course,
technology is the
AI.
solution, AI, and they had the perfect story. The way they shot, RoboCop was fucked up.
It's
Like,
so good.
like they were blasting his ass and laughing.
Dude, the Ed 209 scene is so good. So
We
good.
just went down the nerd path, guys.
Yeah,
Hell
I
yeah.
apologize to
Yo,
everyone
you
out there.
gotta watch. You have to watch RoboCop because when you watch that shit, you can see the vision, right?
Oh yeah.
Like it's definitely set in the 80s, but they try to make it look futuristic,
Oh,
but it's still 80s.
Well, it's
Check-
so wild how much they got. Like Detroit going bankrupt. That happened,
happened,
in
yeah.
the 90s. Like
yeah.
like they called it.
They called a lot of shit.
check this out. No one's gonna be able to see this, but that's what I had to see at BJ's.
Oh yeah, they already got that in BJ's. Down in New York City, they already got the robotic,
the
little
robot thing
Oh,
that's
yeah.
They already got the
looks like a
R2D2
Roomba
rolling
with a
around
tall
and-
thing. No one can see it, I guess. But
But what I'm
That's
trying
crazy.
to say as far as with our situation, that's where cities are being presented with, right? So they don't want to pay pensions.
right,
They don't want to pay
exactly,
pensions.
exactly. That's their number one. Look, guys, if you look at the budget, the amount of money we spent on
Mhm.
pensions,
Mm-hmm.
because police officers know how to game the system. I don't blame them one bit. If I was a police officer, I'd game the system too. I want
Mhm.
overtime pay my last year so that my pension pays me this much per year. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. I'm not mad about it.
They've closed some of those loopholes in
Right.
the New York State system.
But the pension is seriously
Mhm.
a shit ton of money. Now imagine that, extrapolate that amongst so many different government officials who have been paid for by many years by our government.
my grandpa was the assistant superintendent for
The one who loves my beard.
yeah that
Yeah.
one and he's 102, but he
Oh, they hate him.
oh he
They hate
retired
him.
he retired I think almost 50 years ago.
Oh, they
Yo.
hate him.
Yo, just think.
Why would they not
just
kill
that.
those people off though? Using some type of injection,
Oh, I believe it.
allegedly, using some type of injection to off some people to get rid of some of the heaviest burden to our
Our
country.
federal government is no
And
different.
then we push for minimum freaking pay in this country to also get rid of a bunch of workers, to
Mhm.
then say these companies are price gouging because they're raising their prices to make up for all this costs, and you're the ones who are gonna have to hurt. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go ahead and pay you to stay at home.
Mhm. Yeah, my it's funny. Like you're saying, with your was it your grandpa?
Yeah.
My uncle, 104, retired.
Oh, they hate him too.
Oh, he was a retired captain, lieutenant colonel, right? Retired lieutenant colonel with the army. 104. He got every single raise that they got. And he also retired as a vice president on this one of his local banks. Yo, they were sitting at like the army was like, yo, this motherfucker's still alive.
Yeah,
We still paying him.
it's like Bonilla, Bobby Bonilla, who gets paid every year like $1.9 million. Like, yo, can this motherfucker die?
The retirement plan, it is something where corporations like, yo, who the fuck thought of this dumbass idea?
Yeah,
I don't want to have to
Pension
keep
forever.
paying for this person.
Well, when the pension plan was come up, was thought of, the expected life expectancy wasn't 102. It was 70.
Yeah.
Like if you're lucky,
especially for men.
right?
Oh yeah, hell yeah. That's why they probably made us be the employees. They wanted us to be the grunt guys. We out there doing the grunt work.
Well, they couldn't pay it anymore, so they had to get the women involved.
We don't. Where's our folks at? We ain't even
man.
saying what people are saying. They probably talking shit. The police and RoboCop work for the corporation.
The corporation, right?
Yeah. Well, RoboCop was.
So the police, they had their own like section, and then the corporation had their own shit.
Had
they
RoboCop
were,
and the
right. They were making
machine that took
robotics,
over for
and then
RoboCop.
what's his name in the movie? RoboCop. What was his fucking?
The RoboCop himself.
Yes.
As
Nerds.
it was.
Hold on. What was his name? I'm looking it up right
We
now.
need to get that audio fixed. So I
Yeah,
can
yeah, yeah.
call you guys freaking.
Ha! Gay.
No. But you got to go back and watch it just because
It's so
that
good.
fucking
Murphy. Alex
Yes.
Murphy.
So, anyway,
Where are you going with that?
where I'm going with it
Alex
is
Murphy.
so they had the whatever the main robot that he had to fight at the end.
Yeah, at 209.
Yeah, so those are like the fucking little dogs that's running around right now. Right there, the little dogs that run around, the little mechanical dogs that's down in New York City and shit.
Yeah. The ones you can't kick over.
Yeah, the hind legs and the way that shit moves.
Yeah.
Yo,
You see that dog that was shot by the police?
that shit was really good.
No, I
Not to
didn't know.
destroy everyone's feelings.
Murphy,
but
yes, Murphy.
do not watch that video. If you see a YouTube video of a dog running after a cop, do not watch it. It is man, it's fucked me up still to this day.
Yo, the best part. I'll finish RoboCop because this is why it's so fresh. in my
I thought we were
brain.
done
so
with
good.
Roadhouse.
No,
I was trying to cancel
the
it for you
best
guys.
part-
Sorry.
Hold on. The best
Sorry, guys.
part is when he goes in and he shoots every fucking body.
Oh, the drug house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody. Yo, his gun was insane. He shot.
Ba-ba-na-ba-na, ba-ba-na-ba. Oh, so good.
You know what would fix that so that police officers don't have to shoot people, right?
Yo, fuck that. Send RoboCop
Hold
into
on.
anything.
There's news coming
Remember the
out.
mayor that he had
God
pulled through the
damn it.
wall?
Yeah, I want to recount.
I want to recount. See, it was so ahead of his time.
It's so good.
It was so ahead of his time. Like rigged elections. He had to be a conservative,
Yeah.
probably.
Oh, 100%.
was the
It was like
Pissed
I
off.
watched that one I watched RoboCop in 2020. I was like, oh, or
That's so
2021. I was
good.
like, oh my god.
It was so good.
It's so
man.
good.
I can't believe you like sort of hating on it. You should. You probably go back
I'm
and
not.
watch it and appreciate it. You be like, damn. they
No,
was
I want to
right.
go back and watch Tropic Thunder.
Oh,
that's a good one, too.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
Edna
Man,
hates it. Edna
he's
does
like,
not
wait,
like it.
wait.
So
What the hell did you just say?
it's like, what do you mean, you people? What do you mean, you people?
You people, Mr. Crocodile Dundee.
So they're fixing all that now.
No,
all
they're
right?
not.
Yeah, they are. They announced today a local park is going to receive over $1 million for a new accessible pool, splash pad, and
I thought you were talking
playground.
about Tropic Thunder. Like,
No.
you about to fix Tropic Thunder.
New accessible pool, splash pad, and playground. A new grant is helping expand public access to swimming in underserved communities across New York State. Governor Hochul announced nearly $150 million in capital grants have been awarded to fund 37 projects. It includes $1 million going towards guess which park? Guess which park? There's only 2 rec centers in the world
Flint.
of. That's one of them.
Oh,
That's not
God.
it.
I was about to say, don't do shit at Flint Street because they do have a pool.
No, that's not it. That's not.
They do have a pool over there that motherfuckers throw. I've been going over there so many years. I guarantee you walk at any time during the summer, there will be a 40-ounce floating in that pool. Don't go swimming that
There
shit.
used to be a pool
There's some
on
broken glass in there. I
you know,
guarantee
you know how old
that
I am.
Flint Street pool.
There used to be a pool on what's that rec center that's where Conkey and Avenue D. There used to be a rec center there with a pool. That's how old I am. Anyways,
Oh yeah, still is a pool over there.
is there?
Yeah, it's still over there.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, that small little in-ground
Yeah.
pool they got. Hell
Yeah,
yeah,
they got one there?
It's still there in
Oh,
the
damn.
cage. And when I was working there, I was dying laughing looking at some of the suburban girls that had to work as the lifeguards over there. I was like, oh, they gave you motherfuckers Avenue D. Good luck. Good fucking luck.
They're not getting their hair wet.
No. Not
City
at
of
all.
Rochester's Lightfoot Park. Lightfoot Park. That's where.
That's Flint.
Is that it?
That's
Willie
over there.
Lightfoot.
Yeah, that's
That's
the
Flint?
Flint.
You were
Yeah.
right the first time. Then I guess I have no freaking clue
Lightfoot
where it
is that's the 19th ward. That's Lightfoot's
Well,
stomping ground.
the plan includes replacement of the aging outdoor pool. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
With a new accessible pool, splash pad, and playground. So will teenagers, in your opinion, act better now that they have
Fuck
a new
no.
pool
Yo,
splash pad? No,
Let me
okay.
tell you
yeah,
my
we didn't
experience
give
when
me
I was
that
over
yet.
there as a security
You
guy
didn't give me a
working with
chance
those
to
kids.
finish that one.
No, because I was in the trap, bro. I was there 8 hours a day.
But they're putting $1 million into it. They said
The kids
Mary
don't-
Lupien
Yo.
said
Oh, God.
Mary Lupien said that we need to do a better sales pitch as a community to help these kids choose light over dark paths.
Bro,
She said it.
let me tell you.
The kids that are doing these car thefts, they are self-identifying
Yo,
as
the
needing help.
Kids over there are so fucking hood.
Bro,
Yo,
You're not listening.
when
though.
I am listening because I know it's bullshit. It's bullshit.
Well.
When I was over there, bro, first of all, the kids did not even know how to play pickup basketball at all. And they had girls, there was like these twins, these little girls. They like maybe 8, 9 years old.
twins, were they
Yeah.
white?
No, black girls. They
Black
were
twins?
9 years old. And let me
Doesn't
tell
happen very
you,
often.
these fucking girls were so hood. First of all, they're hooping in slides, cursing up and down the court. None of these kids know how to play fucking pickup basketball. And I was just shocked that the staff at the rec center, they didn't interact with the kids whatsoever. Everybody stayed inside of the fucking rec center. They did not. They weren't playing outside like that.
Okay.
Probably because you never know, some shit can just pop off. But on that
When was
particular
this?
day, this was 2017. I would say 2000 and yeah,
Within the
no,
past
about
8
there.
years.
Yeah, 2017,
Okay.
2018. Before it was the Lightfoot Center.
Okay.
Right before it switched to that.
Before they
bullshit.
named it so that he can
Yeah, right
always
before they
get
switched that.
re-elected right back in.
That was all that was for.
Yeah.
But yo, they didn't even fucking go in the pool like that.
Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to take away from what Willie Lightfoot's father did in the community because I have no idea what he did. So I'm not trying to take away from that.
We're still trying to figure it out too.
I have no idea.
But anyway, yo, that rec center, there's not a lot of action outside. Those kids you know what they talk about? Stealing bikes. They were stealing, them fucking kids were stealing so many bikes. I was saying to myself, these motherfuckers are gonna graduate to cars real soon. Sure enough.
Weird. Weird. You called that one from a mile away?
I saw that shit, man. Carter Street Rec Center. I was just working one day. All of a sudden, a fucking gang just walks down Carter Street and just, it's like 30, 40 kids just running amok.
I have so my buddy, I gotta send this over to you, Austin, so you can pull it up, I guess. I'm sending it to you right now. We're gonna send it to We the People and then shirt. So I did not intend to bring this up. A friend of mine, I consider him acquaintance. I'd say friend, but acquaintance. He is someone who will definitely call out local elected officials. Yep. Perfect.
Who's this?
Clifford Florence Jr. He was on our show before.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he's very
Yeah.
able to call out people.
Yeah.
His father has done quite a bit of community service.
Good
You
for
know,
him.
done quite a bit in the city of
Good for
Rochester.
him.
He deserves probably to have a rec center named after him. He definitely deserves to have a
I'm
fucking
waiting.
street named after
I'm
him.
waiting. I'm waiting
City
for
of
my.
Rochester.
I'm waiting for my great grandpops to get some love around this motherfucker.
Well, maybe you need to get a T-shirt made because
Listen,
you got to
listen,
read
bro.
this one. Are you ready for this
My-
one?
my-
Can
my-
people see that?
Yo, there's my guy, Damon.
All right, so he's oh man.
You gonna let me tell that story?
After this, so the shirt
Bitch
says,
ass nigga.
"My name is Damon Meeks, and I promote hate crimes. I also don't respect Minister Franklin Florence Sr. My wife and I support hate crimes and violence. We also don't like gay people."
Dang.
To the right is his wife. Hi, I'm the wife of Damon Meeks. He is an assemblyman, and I don't represent him well as a wife. I attack people with violence by
Damn.
sending family members to push this violence. I also don't like gay people. So his wife approached Clifford Florence Jr. In an area in which was in the public eye, and called him. I'm gonna summarize it. All right. So this may or may not be verbatim. If it's not, don't fucking sue me. But let's go with roundabout.
He would do some shit like
You fucking faggot. You want to fuck my husband, don't you? You want to fuck my husband. You want to suck his dick. Yada, yada, yada.
that.
She said it to him, to Clifford Florence fucking Jr.
Ooh-wee.
And then Damon Meeks allegedly sent some people to freaking talk to him saying, we're going to fuck you up if you keep talking shit. And he's like, I'm not the one talking shit. Your wife or Damon Meeks' wife over here is saying I'm a fucking gay faggot. My kids want to suck his dick and I want to suck his dick. That's fucked up.
Wow.
This is a whole thing in the hood right now. All right.
Oh, I'm
Whole thing in the hood.
loving it.
So
Oh.
back down to this mustached fucking queer bag at the bottom. My name is Malik Evans. I square dance for black people. I bow down to white people. I also have no integrity. I have no awareness to be a man. I also don't have the ability to be a leader because I'm worried about getting sponsors from filthy rich funders. Rather be the man I should be. Funders, yeah. My lack of leadership is costing the city in so many ways that I can't tell my left from my right. My up from my down. I also don't see the value in honoring Mr. Franklin Florence Sr., but I'm the mayor of the city. He wore this as a t-shirt to the court. To court when Damon Meeks' I believe wife was suing him for Damon Meeks, assembly member Damon Meeks is suing him
So
for
he's actually suing?
he's suing him, Clifford Florence Jr., for harassment. I sit there, he calls me. I'm like, I don't think you can't harass a public official when you're calling them out for their duties. You can harass them if you like show up to their house and say you want to bang them in the butt. Yeah, that's harassment. But he wasn't doing that as much as his wife believes he's doing that. He was just calling them out saying, you're talking shit about this city. You're not freaking making no sense. You're not doing what needs to be done in the city. You're just doing what needs to be done in order for you to get reelected. That's not fucking harassment. That's not harassment. You're getting called out for your job. That's not harassment. You're a public official. If you're getting called out for your public official duties, it's not fucking harassment. I'm so tired of fucking pussies, dude. I'm so tired of fucking pussies. I'm so tired of it. Man the fuck up. If you're not doing what's right, if you're not doing what's right in the community, you should expect to be called out.
Yeah.
The mayor walks around with a fucking entourage of people. You know why? Because the people don't respect you. That's why.
Bro, you still wearing a fucking mask in the council chambers, bitch.
People don't respect you.
Fucking
That's
sucker.
why.
Yo, all right. So,
If you're doing what's right for the people, you have no worries.
yeah, you should
No worries about
no.
needing
You
freaking
shouldn't
security
be afraid
guards.
of. You
Shout out
shouldn't
to
be afraid
Clifford
of nobody.
Florence Jr. Shout out to Clifford Florence Sr. Clifford Florence Sr., you deserve to have a street man after you. You deserve to have the recognition that you have worked so hard for. I'm saying it right now out in the open. You should have already had it by now.
Well, you want to know why they don't? Because they follow God. They follow some form of religious belief, and they're still centered. They're not far left. They're
Right.
not a part of this clown show
Yep.
of fucking Marxists. So
Talking to your mic. Get into it. I know he was waiting for this one.
I was waiting because this was funny, right? And I told your story over text message, but when I tell it in person, it just adds more to the effect.
Well, your animatrix is a little bit more to it.
So this past Sunday, I actually had dinner with Meeks and his wife.
You were having dinner and they happened to be there.
We were all having dinner.
Yeah, you can't say you're having dinner with them.
No, we were, because
we
were all in like a intimate, small setting. The restaurant looks too good to eat over on Westridge Road. It's a small Black-owned catering / restaurant business.
French Quarter?
No, right next to French Quarter. Right in the next little plaza to the left of the French Quarter.
Okay.
Right behind the old Bathtub Billy's and that.
I don't know what's over there, but okay.
But anyway, Damon was there and his wife was there as well.
I saw pictures.
His wife is a very, very. She's probably she is a best friend of my cousin's whose birthday it was. They were celebrating.
Who works for the city?
Can we say that? City? Yes, you can. And my cousin, Maisha. Yes, she is a very, very wonderful. She wants to be friends with everybody. She doesn't.
I like her.
Yes, so
I like her.
She's on the left. She's not on the left. She is on the left.
She's definitely on the left.
She's on the left.
Yeah, she's on
but she loves everybody. She doesn't care. You do what you do.
As long as you show love for everybody, I'm cool with you.
Yes, and that's the type of energy that she radiates. So I was supposed to actually sit at that actual table with all of them. I'm glad I didn't, because the energy was off. Right? Any other time I see Damon, because I've known Damon ever since his days in Marshall, when he was a track athlete. I was a track athlete. We had one of the best sprinting 4x1 team out. They did. Damon wasn't one of the top sprinters, but he was on that team. Yes, IHS all day. But anyway, that's how long I've known him. So this particular time, I don't know why the energy was off. Like, I go get my plate.
For the many years you haven't seen him?
Well, for the many years I've seen him around, like in other functions, he'll slap me up. And I guess
there should be some form of cordiality.
Yeah. Now,
gotcha.
The other times I saw him, and this was before I've come out as this Black Republican, right? You know what I mean?
Came out the closet.
Gotcha. Yeah. He was always cool. Like, yo, what's up, Val? How you doing? Blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And he would get right to talking about him as a state assemblyman and the bills that he's kind of, got himself into. And the last
fucking puke
interaction I had with him, he told me about this internet bill that he co-signed. And, you know what I mean? I was like, oh, well, we need to, chop it up. You know what I mean? Have coffee. I want to hear more about whatever, blah, blah, blah. And so when he told me about that initiative, I asked him, like, yo, all right. I mean, I get what you're talking about internet. You want to, make internet more accessible, but who the fuck's going to pay for all this shit? I said, yo, bro, don't you know, like, every fucking kid in the hood got a cell phone right now? So I was like, I don't think internet access is a problem for motherfuckers in the hood. And I said, how are y'all going to pay for it? Never got a response.
Of course not.
Ghosted. Anyway, that's when I was like, oh, shit, this motherfucker he ain't trying to fuck with me.
He ain't fuck with you. You're right.
But fast forward to this past Sunday, I was like, I get my plate. I was like, yo, what's up, Damon? He's sitting down next to his wife, across from my, right near my cousin. I go to him, like, tap on the shoulder. I was like, yo, what's up, Damon? You know what I mean? Like, how you been? What's good? And he didn't look my way. He didn't slap me up. He didn't do nothing. He was like, yeah, what's going on? He tried to play cool. I was like, this motherfucker just trying to, like, diss me a little bit. Okay, no problem.
Is this still a diss in 2024?
It's sort of a diss. It's diss. You still diss.
Let's stay with this.
So awesome. I sit down, I eat. I'm eating. I'm chilling with folks at my table, my other cousins, and we were all supposed to be at that table, but again, it was the hostess, the person who was seating everybody. She fucked it up. I was supposed to be at the main table with Damon Oliver. Anyway. Everybody
or did she know and she moved?
She didn't know. She literally was like, I don't know what the fuck they did. You supposed to be sitting at our table, blah, blah, blah. This is my cousin. She wants everybody to be happy. Anyway, so I'm sitting there chilling. and everybody, food's done. Now it's time to throw the garbage away, right? So Damon, he gets up, he takes his wife and his plates to the garbage. They toss their shit, and he pulls out the garbage bag and he goes and walks around and takes everybody's. He's stopping at each
That's
table.
very nice of him.
Right. I was like,
Very nice
so
of him.
right, and so I said, "Oh, look at Damon over here." I said, "Look at State Assemblyman Meeks collecting the garbage for everybody, isn't that?" I said, "It must be an election season, is it?" He got real offensive. He goes, I don't know. I never change. I always do this. Unlike the people you hang around with." I said, "Oh, are we pandering for votes, Damon? Are we?" Why are you getting upset, bro? It's a joke.
Because your boy is Marcus C. Williams.
All right, so this is why I think the MCRC is fucking retarded.
Oh, you want to get into that?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Because I got my own insight on that one.
Well, you're seeing it.
Yeah, I'm seeing
it.
I'm seeing how the fucking sausage is made.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, you're
Yeah, let's
seeing
get
it
into it.
firsthand.
Because I can't get into it on the radio show.
Oh, I know.
Let's get into it.
Right.
Go ahead.
So the MCRC wants things a particular way.
Particular way is a good way of putting it.
Yes. And
Specific way is what I would say.
yes. And they talk a good game, but they really don't want to fucking win. In a lot of different ways.
Do I hate to say they don't want to win. I would love to say that they want to have the higher ground.
Yes.
And are okay with losing as long as they have the higher ground.
Right. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you clean it up politically.
No,
But
that's how I see it. That's how I see it.
But within just, if they really wanted to win, then they would definitely support and put the best people in place.
The best candidates
in
absolutely.
place. So
I heard I did talk about you being shafted on the candidate part.
But
continue.
Yes.
Continue.
So
sorry.
And to that, right? That would have been an opponent of mine if things were different. And one of the things,
if you fell into the structure of this is what I view a black Republican to be, stand for, act like.
Absolutely. Because it counters everything that Damon Meeks actually represents and stands for.
Right. You would then stand for the actual black people in the city as opposed to the black intellectual thought that comes from DC.
Exactly. And that's why I lost so much respect for the route that they chose, the individual that they chose something that they knew was going to
fall in line.
Now, if
it's the exact same thing as Kamala Harris.
Yes. Now, if I didn't have a private conversation with one of the top leaders of the MCRC,
okay, that's good,
about a conversation that they had with a particular candidate at that time to not run someone.
Can you switch our pictures, please?
In that state assembly seat.
Okay.
Leave it as a vacated seat in some sort of backdoor deal.
Okay.
If I wasn't privy to that information, I wouldn't have this this take on the party as I do right now. If they didn't tell me that, if I didn't know that information and then seen the route that they went, because of the way the funding is going right now within the state funding and then the federal government funding,
the non-existent funding.
Yes. Well, what the matching of, if there's any type of
state funds.
Yes, the state funds. If I didn't know that the MCRC was broke before, and if there was any type of potential for any type of backdoor deal to be had with a Democrat incumbent or party, and also any type of state funding that the actual candidate within the Republican Party could get, if I didn't see it as a money grab and not just some old, you know what, we need to put the best candidate forward to win state assembly for the Southwest District. Like, if it was that, then we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. We'd probably be talking about some sort of funding opportunity or some sort of debate going on right now between myself and Meeks.
Yeah. So the problem I have is this: if you really want to be the party that represents the people and speak for the people, then you're gonna have to step outside your
comfort zone.
your normal comfort zone in order to figure out who it is that you want to be as a party here locally. Now, if you want to be the party that says this is what we stand for and this is what we do, anything outside of this is just not us. I get that. Like, I get that. It's like Nike, right? This is who we are. This is what we stand for. If you're not a fucking champion, if you're not number one, if you're not this, that, and the other, we're not going to sign you. We're not going to bring you on just because you just happen to be whatever. We want this right here. I get that. But you're not that. You've lost every single time. Every single time. So maybe, perhaps, you need to understand where the people are. Go there and accept people for who they are within the tent of republicanism. My issue with Republicans locally are this is who we stand for, and we stand for this way over here, which is the equivalent of the far left, which is we want government control over pricing, we want government control over housing, we want government control over sourcing of anything that happens to do with the government. This is where we are. Okay, fine, cool. That's who you are. If you want to be that Democrat Party with Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, fine. That is your direction. I get it. Go with it. Go with it. But the Republican Party is way over here. I should say the entrenched Republican Party is way over here, where they're like, anyone who's for Donald Trump, no, hell no. We're over here saying we are pro-life, 100%. We will never support anyone that will ever say, all right, let's work with the other side. We don't want someone working with the other side. We don't want that at all. We want someone that is far right, saying we will support the life of the baby until it's born. And then after that, we're not going to do shit about it. We want someone that says we're for the individual to the extreme, meaning if you're hurt in a car accident, we don't give a fuck. You're going to have to figure it out, and you're going to have to freaking find your own way around here about paying your own rent, buying your own groceries, because we're not going to give you any kind of government help. We don't care if you broke your leg in a skiing accident or it just came out of the womb where you had half a freaking leg. Doesn't matter. Figure it out. You have to pay for yourself, and you have to figure it out without my tax dollars. That's where I see the far right. Whereas there's no government assistance whatsoever, where there's no thought of women. Man, how do I put this? There's a choice to be had for women, and you have a God, or I'm sorry, you have a.
Awesome.
Looking at you, Austin.
His eyebrows perked up quick. Really? Do you?
You have a universal being. Is that okay with you? I believe in a
Still-
God.
Still no.
Still no. All
shaking.
right. I believe in you have a God. You have a universal being. You have a freaking Satanist, whatever the hell it is that you
Like,
believe in.
I just got me.
None of the above, but go on.
Fine. Whatever the hell you believe in. That you have to answer to. And if you decide that at 6 months you're gonna have a freaking, the Planned Parenthood is gonna yank the freaking leg off, yank the other leg off, yank the freaking upper torso out, yank the freaking head out of your freaking body, and have body parts dismembered in a freaking bowl, and then sell it to a pharmaceutical industry. I'm sorry. I do think that's fucked up. But when you can sit there and say, all right, it's only been 2 months. I don't freaking know if I can deal with this. I don't know. I was raped. It was incest. I have no idea what I was doing. I was hammered. I didn't know what I freaking did that. I asked if he had a rubber on. He said he did. He freaking didn't. He inseminated me. Yeah, it's God's plan. Absolutely. But at the same time, it's like, fuck, at this point, I'm going to go ahead and call it off. Republicans at that point, like, no, you have to have it. You have to have it. No matter what else you think of, you have to have it. And then once you have it, don't ask us for shit.
You see, that's
Don't ask us for shit.
I think there's a
We don't want to pay for your. We don't want to help you with childcare. We don't want to help you with the fact that you have to pay for that.
That's a lot of
Maybe.
misperception on that, though.
Maybe.
with Republicans,
Maybe,
because on the
but I
national-
see myself as a moderate. And
Yeah,
if
but-
there's people that are further left from me, they see things as much more aggressive than that.
But what motherfuckers is not gonna acknowledge though is that within just this current Republican National Convention, before this convention, the actual Republican Party, the platform, they omitted.
This
they
is the
omitted-
Trump. That was a
Yes,
Trump
yes,
national convention.
yes,
Let's get
yes.
that straight.
But the
that was
party-
not the Republican national convention.
Right, but the party itself changed because the National Republican.
But they don't
platform
want
changed.
what I'm saying is there's people out there that didn't want that.
Yeah, but they don't make the full party. The tent has gotten bigger as far as conservatives.
They don't want it to be bigger.
They yes,
see it
and that's-
every
and-
single
and
day.
Yes, that's true.
I
Which is
told-
why
I told Greg we're gonna have a day where we're gonna go
this is-
through the social media posts of people talking shit to him
yeah,
that are Republicans
yes.
that are calling him out. I'm
And-
like, yo, we should go through
And
this.
this speaks to the leadership of the Republican Party. This is why they
Right,
went another
right,
way with
right,
me
right,
because
right.
you know they told
Yep.
me, oh well, you're on Jose's show smoking weed.
With my uncles,
Yeah, right. You're on the show
with
smoking
my
weed.
uncles that are Latino.
And it was like in some of your Facebook posts, you know what it really was. It was my stance on Israel.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
100%.
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
they don't want to say it because
No.
they know it's a fucking argument they'll lose. So they try to find any fucking thing to say, well, we went with fucking.
Should we jump into it? Should we make it a 3-hour?
We went with fucking bitch ass.
Like, awesome. His face is like, fuck.
We went with our bitch ass candidate because we
The same
know,
candidate that continues to lose
yeah,
every
we
fucking
know
time.
we can control what the fuck he said.
Right. That's
what
it.
he do. They were not looking to win.
Right.
They
You want to know what they've done to Greg?
I probably fucking the dumbest shit ever. Hey, you the campaign manager, bro. This is what happens. You remember we were having a conversation before. We were talking about the opportunities within this party. They're still there.
They are. I know they are. I know
they
they
are.
are.
They are.
They
They're-
absolutely are.
They're definitely there.
They fucked Greg over because he came out and said, look, I am personally pro-life, but when it comes to a woman's choice, they're gonna have to choose for themselves, and they have a higher being they're gonna have to answer to.
So what's wrong with that answer?
Not enough.
You can't
So
even stand up.
so the conservative party fucked them.
Oh, was it led by the crazy big juggernaut, gray-haired, angry
White-haired.
black woman?
No,
White no.
I guarantee she had a point in that whole
Yeah,
situation.
she was part of that sabotaging. of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's bad. It's bad.
We had people drop out from helping because they said, well, without the conservatives backing you, you're not going to win. And I said, last time someone said that to me, I won.
Yeah.
And I made him look stupid.
Too. Go ahead. Shout out to Greg, man. Shout out to Greg. Yeah, I think
Greg's
you guys
doing
are,
an awesome-
I think you guys are running a very, very good campaign.
I think so too.
I think it's definitely
appreciate
better than LaRon Singletary's
God, are you kidding me?
John
And LaRon
McCain's
only lost-
campaign.
LeBron only lost by, I think, 20,000 votes. 20,000, it sounds like a lot, but when we're
That's
talking
not
about,
bad. Yeah, it's,
we talk about 200,000 votes.
you got the guys looking this way.
That's not nice. That's not
I can be very disrespectful to him. What did Debbie say? No, that's true. Not all Republicans think that way, but
But the
I-
loudest few, that's the thing.
yeah,
Not every Democrat thinks that way either.
yeah,
But it's the loudest few who get the freaking airtime, who also get the DNC time to speak up. Look at AOC. She got a more prime time than Joe Biden did.
yeah, yeah. You know, I do think it, and I will say this. I have a lot of respect for Pat Riley as chairman. And I know that from the beginning of his
Tenure.
his tenure, yes, there are a lot of shots coming his way.
Yeah, because he's not from the old guard.
No, he's not. And he did not have to even co-sign the Black Republican Club, right, at all. He could have just said, nah, we're not going to put the MCRC to be a part of it. With that said, as my, just as being the president and seeing more how the sausage is made, as you said, there's a lot that the Republican Party needs to fucking like really, really start to understand that times are changing, and your opportunity to kind of create a tent to where you have not just Black folks, but Latinos and a lot of folks that just might smoke some damn weed. They will be a part of
the hell.
Yeah, we got a knock at the door. We got a special guest.
Oh, damn. Way far left, way over there, way over the opposite side. Someone just asked if they had a bathroom.
Yeah, we interrupted the podcast for a bathroom break.
Jeez. Does anyone have a podcast room that they can provide?
Put some signs on it.
I will give. This is what I'll give you insight into what Pat said recently. We had a fundraiser just recently for Greg, and Pat was very impressed with the campaign that we've been running, and he doesn't normally say anything. And that day, he came up to me and he freaking shook my hand like this. He was like, "Give me your hand."
Oh, I didn't know you were going to enact it.
I got to come up here. It was like hard. He's like,
"Oh,
you're doing a freaking good job." I'm like,
"Oh,
yeah, you had no faith in me
this
before."
This the best campaign in the Republican platform right now.
He knows that if there's going to be someone that actually does something, that actually shows up to win, that actually shows up and says, we're going to be the party that understands that there is a group of people out there that feel as though they're not being spoken to, and we're going to speak to them.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a ton of freaking far right guys, mostly guys. It really is mostly guys. There's a few women, but mostly guys that show up and talk shit online, and they are after Greg, saying, "How dare you? We don't even know what freaking platform you're or what party you're with. We don't know this." I'm like, fuck, don't you understand? That's exactly what we need to have in this country. We need to have someone that we don't know what party they're with, because they're not beholden to the party. Because when it comes to the party, they're bought and paid for by certain specialist interest groups, APAC, let's say, or I don't know, NRA, war freaking time stocks and bonds. Let's go with, we don't care anymore. And so when the Conservative Party decided that they were going to fuck Greg over, I looked at Greg and said, oh, it's time.
The Conservative Party never win, though. They're losers in this area.
They don't win shit.
They don't win nothing around this area. And it makes no fucking sense why they would even give a fuck. This is why they suck. And this is why I'm not running in shit. And this was the opportunity. Like, for me, if it didn't happen now, don't think you're going to come around to this motherfucker in the future and think I'm going to put myself, my family, my heritage, the people that I know historically within my DNA, you think I'm gonna fucking put them out there for you motherfuckers when this was out of any opportunity, this was the opportunity you went with, and you were worried about some fucking weed on a goddamn podcast? This is why you fucking lose all the time.
Hey, everybody. I'll even do butt double. Hey, everybody.
No one within the Republican candidates like to fucking be around your choice, your decision. This is what the fuck you get. So I said this. I said, you know what? I'm just going to sit back and watch. And everything has happened the way I thought it would happen.
Everything's happening the way I thought it was going to happen. Yeah. which is exactly the way that it has been happening.
Yeah.
Because if you do the same fucking thing over and over again, what kind of result do you think is going to happen?
Same shit.
Same shit every fucking day. So how about we try something a little differently?
You want to know why Greg's get my vote? Greg get my vote.
Tell me why.
Remember when we
Jose
were?
Pio.
Yeah, well,
Besides that, go ahead.
besides that, remember we were at the Lilac Festival, and we were talking to those folks at the table.
Yeah, the mother. Yeah, that fuck, dude. I want to punch that guy in the face.
The
Not gonna lie.
only redneck liberal I ever seen in my life. Like, yo, dude, what the fuck? Why do you hate Republicans so
the
much?
little guy that was
Yeah,
yelling.
you live in Avon,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, why are you here? Why are you even in Rochester right now, bitch? But the way he handled that situation, because I was about to drop, I was about to get at him because he came at me for being a black Republican.
Yep.
Bitch, who the fuck are you to tell me, ask me, whoa, and why are you voting for him? Like, mother, I was about to let him have it. And Greg was like, don't worry about it. It's not even worth it. Let's go.
Yeah.
And was very calm, very cool.
Very leadership.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you know what? And I was like, no problem. Right. Let's go.
That's you caught on to exactly why I like Greg.
Mm-hmm.
Greg is like me, but calm, collective, cool, not in your face, not willing to start a fight. He's like, all right, cool. All right, cool. All right.
Yep. Yeah.
Me, I'm like,
let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
let's talk.
You could tell that he's going to look for the solution and not the
Yeah,
argument.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly it. And I can't wait. I really cannot wait for the debates so that everyone else in Rochester can see exactly what I see. Because the debates are going to bring out his freaking exactly who he is.
Yeah, make sure he takes a couple shots before, and so he's loose.
I have him on 3 different debates coming up. One of them is in combination with 13 Wham, WXXI, Democrat and Chronicle, and WDKX. It's a group of all 4 of them. And so the moderator is supposed to be what the hell's his name? Evan Dawson.
Oh, fuck.
Right. So I told them, I wrote back to them and said, look, these are our dates. We're available, yada yada. How about we get someone that is a person of color to actually moderate? Because I mean, I love Evan Dawson, but
maybe me moderate.
Maybe a person of color, meaning Tariq from WDKX.
He's
but Tariq had an interview with Greg, and he legitimately had a conversation.
Good, that's good.
And that was the best part. I'm like, after that, I said, Greg, I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. I'm like, that's exactly what you need to do. Like, go into the city and have these type of conversations with people because they're tired of the same old. And what we're gonna get with what's his name?
Evan
Dawson. It's gonna be the same old conversation that we're gonna get with Adam Chodak on Channel 8 at the other freaking. He's the other one that's gonna do Channel 8 one.
Fuck that guy is.
Right. It's just gonna be a constant white man stepping up saying, "Oh well, this is the truth about the matter."
The fact that Donald Trump is indicted several times and is still being able to run.
Yeah, well, you're not going to
How
bring up
come
the fact
Republicans think that's not a problem.
But you're not going to bring up the fact that Kamala Harris was the worst fucking vice president ever. Literally ranked the worst vice president ever, and has somehow, some way raised in the ranks to be the golden child of fucking democracy. It makes no sense whatsoever. And I know most people see that. I know you see that. You're not dumb, especially if you're listening to this show. Conspiracy theory of the week. Let's play that funky music.
Get it. That's a good job, Austin.
Thanks.
That is so gay.
Yeah. Ha! Gay!
Drinking water, fluoride.
Ooh,
a U.S. government report found that drinking water with fluoride levels just twice, that's all, the recommended amount may be linked to lower IQ in children. The report is based on a review of studies conducted in several countries, including Canada, China, China, India, Iran, Pakistan, and Mexico. Some of the studies suggested that children who had higher exposure to fluoride had IQs that were 2 to 5 points lower. Remember when they told us that fluoride was good for us? That more fluoride would help our teeth?
Mm-hmm.
Remember when they said that higher counts of fluoride, that fluoride has nothing to do with your intellect. It would not stunt your capacity of being able to understand anyone else. It would not stunt your capability of thinking for yourself. I see Austin wants to say
Fluoride
something.
is toxin. It kills you. It fucks up your pineal gland, your pituitary gland.
A penile gland?
Yes.
Excuse me?
Yes. You
Oh,
don't know
no.
the pineal gland?
Yeah, I mean, mine doesn't work anymore because I drink all the tap water, but
That's because that's where the
yeah,
fluoride
it's the
comes from.
fluoride. Yeah.
And also,
It's
in
fine,
your
but my teeth
toothpaste.
are beautiful.
But just Google the effects of fluoride to your.
But they said it's
your brain,
perfectly
your-
fine for everybody.
Well, I mean, you don't fucking taste anything, or that's probably the taste that we're tasting, right? But
We have fluoride in the water and
in their toothpaste.
in your toothpaste.
But that's
So if you're talking about double the fluoride levels, we're talking about the fluoride in the water matched with the fluoride in your toothpaste.
yeah.
And,
And-
they're saying this. We're not saying
Yeah,
this.
when you boil water, it increases the toxins of fluoride in your water. So when you're cooking that pasta, you're making sauce. Yeah. Well, you're just infusing your sauce with fluoride because it makes it worse. We've been fucked for a long time because government they don't want us to be consciously aware and connected and call them out and be on their bullshit. They want us doing this. Just think the effect, the blue light from your screen, the fucking fluoride that's in the water,
What about what's in the air?
the chemtrails that's in the air.
That
right?
RFK Jr.
Said
and
he's
Donald
gonna
Trump
stop.
literally just recently said that they're going to hold people accountable to this.
Yo, that Donald Trump vote looking real good,
Bro,
right
I'm
now.
telling you, it was.
I heard
thought I had something here.
I heard Tulsi is in the building too.
Tosses in. He should have chose her, but he needs to
But put
drop
her in the cabinet though.
He needs to drop JD Vance. JD Vance.
Yeah,
is,
JD
freaking-
Vance is. They did that for Israel. He's one of those. That's their watcher.
Should we jump
He
into
gave
that?
him Pence was a watcher.
Should we jump into that one?
I mean, you know how I feel about it, the state of it. You know how I feel
USS
about Bibi.
USS Liberty.
Oh fuck!
Let me tell
Are
you
we
something.
really finally going to talk about this?
I do want to talk about this.
Thank you.
Because Lavelle brought this. He brought up. He opened my eyes to everything that was
to the
happening.
Zionists.
Yeah, he did.
Just say it, because now everybody's calling out the word Zionist now. Finally,
Bring up USS Liberty and find out how many people actually understand what happened there. Let me give you a synopsis, an understanding of what actually happening with this sailboat. It wasn't a sailboat. It was a Navy vessel.
yes.
That is, it was dedicated to listening into comms. Now, being from MI, I completely understand. This was a vessel that was strictly listening into comms over there because Israel was battling against Egypt at the time. So they were over
Shocker.
there listening into, or supposed to be listening into Egypt communications. Now, during the day, they saw that these Israeli flights being patterned around their head saying, hey guys, like it's us. We had our flag, big, beautiful United States flag on the ship. We had the call sign or the ship sign on there. It was CJ4, whatever the hell it was. And they knew it was us. And we communicate with them. They're like, hey, we know it's you, blah, 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 blah. After a couple hours of them flying around, understanding that it is our freaking ship, they came back around and shot it up. Literally shot it up. Destroyed our communications, destroyed a lot of fucking human beings that were up on the ship's top level that were just, when you're in the Navy, you have a lot of free time. So you get up on the top level and you just freaking lay out in the sun. Destroyed human being lives. blew them up. So when they went to call in saying, "What the hell are you guys doing?" They then, the Israeli planes, blocked their communications, not only from them, but also, and this is a fucking war crime, blocked it also from the emergency communication system. The only people in the world who could ever understand or ever know what our communication, the number of frequency in which we are communicating on in order to call in something saying, "Hey, we're getting attacked," is our freaking people who are on our side.
Your allies, allegedly.
They're on our side. They're on the same frequency. If we call it in saying, "Hey, we need some freaking help," it's our allies that jump in saying, "We got your back." They blocked that. Not just that, they blocked our universal symbol or our universal signal in order to say, "We're fucking under attack." The same airplanes that saw us, that they were waving up at and they were waving down at, they blocked our signals after they blew up our entire freaking airship, our entire freaking ship with weaponry and destroyed our communication system. Then, in military intelligence, you know what you do? You destroy the intelligence gathering machinery because you're obviously under attack. You might be taking over. Well, you're trying to call in help and they're not being heard. It's not happening. So you got to destroy everything that's in there. You got to destroy all the intelligence that you just gathered. You got to. That's just the way it is. They came back around with fucking boats that had armor-piercing bullets and were shooting at our safety boats along the edge of the carrier. Not only the freaking safety boats, but through the sides of our boat, and we're fucking shooting people's body parts off because you don't just have a armor-piercing bullet the size of this going through a freaking ship. That's it. It doesn't just go through and say, "Oh, okay, cool. I'm just gonna drop you right here." No, you're plowing through freaking bodies. So they destroyed every possibility of you even being able to get up on a recovery boat to then get yourself down, like in what's the movie? Titanic. When you get off in the water and you're like, "All right, cool, the boat's going down, we're over here, we're safe, yeah, you gotta." No, they destroyed those. And then after that, they sent another ship and freaking shut off 5 fucking torpedoes, one of which hit the side of our fucking boat and just blew our fucking ship up. Blew our ship up. So the few people that were able to withstand the firing from the freaking airships from above, on top of the few people who were able to withstand the gunshots from the armor-piercing shots from that were level against the sea, on top of the very few people that were able to withstand the fucking God, I'm getting pissed off here. The torpedo that they launched into the side of our boat. Again, after 7 hours of flying above us, knowing exactly who the fuck we were. Torpedo hits us in the side. 4 of them missed. I don't know if there was miscommunication. I don't know if they whatever the hell it was, but one of them hit the side of our fucking boat. Blew the fucking shit out of it. Very fucking very few people left at that point. One badass motherfucker decided to freaking go out there with a coaxial cable and jump up into a freaking a lanyard that was connected and freaking gave him like a freaking couple of little taps saying we're under fucking attack. Someone help us. And that and only then was when Israel decided to stop fucking attacking USS Liberty.
You nailed it. And a lot of people don't even know that story because it's been buried within our history because again, the image that they want us to have of the state of Israel, which is
Greatest ally.
our greatest ally, and it's for financial reasons because we know why and how that state was established, Rockefellers, whatever. But that's a topic for another day. When I had a USS Liberty veteran in the car with me, and he spoke about that event. And the crazy thing is,
And they celebrate it every year. They go back and they come together.
Don't give a
They don't.
fuck.
Nope.
They say fuck Israel.
Yep.
All day. This man I was actually dropping him off to a VFW event in, I forgot where it was, like out in Fairport somewhere, but I picked him up from Irondequoit. So we had a very nice long conversation, and I knew about that situation. I didn't know that he was, on that ship, but I saw USS Navy and I saw he was old. I was like, what's your take on the USS Liberty attack? He goes, I was on that ship.
For real?
Yes, I was on that ship.
Oh my God.
And he said,
and he lives here locally.
Yes. He said,
we should get him on the show.
Hopefully he's still alive. Trust me. He was old, and he was like, he was walking, he was struggling to get out the car into the event he was going to. He said they knew who we were. They knew exactly who we were. They knew exactly what they were there for.
For hours,
and
they knew.
Did not stop. They did not stop
until the guy that freaking walked up there with the coaxial cable and connected it to a line to be able to go to the guy that was, or the ship that was 500 nautical miles away, and said, "We're under fucking attack. We're under attack. We're under attack." And that's when Jerusalem, whatever it may be, you can freaking be mad at me all you want, but that is who it was. That's when they stopped attacking, and they came back with a helicopter, dropped a little brown paper bag with an orange inside of it with a note, just so it could land on top of the top of the ship. And it said, "Do you have any casualties?" And the guy that read it gave him the fucking middle finger. I would love to have that note.
Yeah, the transcript.
Our number one
Israeli side,
our number one ally.
Yeah, they go, sir, this is a United States ship. Their captain said, "Who cares?" He said, "Don't." He's like, "I don't care. Keep bombing them."
Mm-hmm.
Like and maybe their mission was to create some sort of world event, right? Because
that's exactly what it was supposed to be for.
Yeah, it was supposed to be for.
Right.
It was a false flag. Another false flag, right? I mean, how do we get into World War II?
Because why would you block the communications of somebody, not only with your allies, but also amongst any other nation? You're going to block them out altogether. And that's not only it. You can sit there and say, all right, fine, that was 60 years ago, probably around about. Tens of thousands of pedophiles operate in Israel every year. Oh, we're about to get canceled after this.
One of our earlier shows, bro, I talk about, the state of Israel has been at the top of the United States government list of countries that has the most human trafficking violations out of any country. And they said they were making improvements, but not enough to satisfy the standards of human
normal
trafficking.
Fucking human.
Yes. Yeah. When Libya got fucked up thanks to Obama, motherfucker.
Your boy.
So many Libyan refugees were funneling into Israel. Oh, guess what you're doing? You're funneling yourself into slave trading labor. In Libya, they have literally, they have slave fucking markets in Libya now. They destabilized that region.
Because they killed Gaddafi.
Yes. Who was not the dictator that they tried to paint him out to be.
It was Hillary Clinton.
We saw, what did you say? We saw, we got him, we died, or some shit like that.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
In July alone, there were 22 cases of pedophilia recorded in Israel and brought to the attention of the media. Tens of thousands of pedophiles operate in Israel every year. This is, let me get back to this. This is the Jerusalem Post.
Yes.
This is not Breitbart, Fox News, whatever it is. What do you
Fox
think?
News wouldn't even know. The right
Yeah,
would not
Fox News
report.
wouldn't even.
They
nah,
wouldn't
right,
touch it. They were like, "Oh,
Right.
Israel does nothing wrong."
Right.
Fuck out of here.
Tens of thousands of pedophiles operate in Israel every year, leading to about 100,000 victims annually, according to an Israeli pedophile monitoring association, the Matsoff Association, an organization that actively keeps track of reports on pedophiles in various media and centralizes the data monthly, states that in July alone, 22 cases of pedophilia were reported in Israel, brought to the attention of the media. The vast majority go unreported. Quote, in Israel, tens of thousands of pedophiles operate on a daily basis without any problem, said whatever fuck it is. They are not deterred by the police and certainly not deterred by the contemptuous rulings that come from the hands of judges in the various courts, he added, citing an incident in which one particular pedophile was let off by the courts without punishment despite evidence of thousands of pedophilic items found on his computer. As the court stated, it would, quote, harm his career. The court does not count the number of victims and shows disproportionately favorable treatment to the perpetrators, according to Malachi. The association gathers reports from the media in order to form statistics, as no public sex offender registry in Israel currently exists. Now, this is only to say that when you are a pedophile in the United States, oh man, it's going to get us in trouble right here. When you're a pedophile in the United States, you know what? I'm not going to tell you what happens. I'm going to give you an example. The CBS reporter joined Jewish Community Watch, JCW, activists as they were looking for Jimmy Carroll, who fled the U.S. in 2000 after being accused of sexually assaulting a 9-year-old girl in Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
Carroll, who is wanted by Interpol, was able to remain in Israel, where he allegedly moved between different Jewish communities to avoid being exposed. The most notable case in the public eye is that of Malka Leifer, who was the principal at the ultra-Orthodox Adass Israel School in Melbourne from 2003 to 2008, 5 years. She fled to Israel after allegations came to light that she sexually abused pupils. She has evaded deportation back to Australia ever since a formal request was received by Israel in 2014 by claiming mental illness. When a district court invalidated those claims, Leifer appealed to the Supreme Court. Now, if you're not aware, if you are a Israeli citizen or double citizen,
Mm-hmm.
United States and Israel, you're not getting extradited to America. You can flee to Israel and they will not give you up for extradition to America if you are a pedophile. I'm not saying that's part of their religion. I'm not saying that's all of the Jewish people. What I'm saying is the government of Israel will not give you up to America if you are Jewish, which means you have double residency, double citizenship from here to Israel. If you're a pedophile, you've been found to be a pedophile in America, and you flee to Israel, they will not give you up to America.
It's crazy double standard there with Jew crew.
Right.
This is double standard. It's double standard. Do you know about this guy named Jonathan Pollard? He was spying for Israel and also a pedophile. And he was actually let go and extradited over to Israel because this felt like it was okay. Hey, bro, fuck it. You know what I mean? Fuck, hey, who
Just
cares?
diddling little kids.
Who cares? You're spying on, you know what I'm saying? Your staunchest ally. Who gives a fuck? The double standard with this country is disgusting. And
they don't care about kids.
They don't.
We
care
do not
about
care about
kids.
kids. We don't give a fuck
they don't
about
care
kids.
about humanity. Just going back into like the whole history side of things. Who financed the slave trade? The Dutch, the Jews, the the premise of their religion has absolutely nothing to do with the way they gain money and control and power. They use the religion
as an excuse.
To kind of put themselves that gets them into the door, right? That lets down the defenses. And when you look at through history, and listen, I do not support Hitler by any means.
Are you sure? It seems like you do.
I do not. But when you look,
Austin, do you feel like
when you look at
I mean, you know,
when
I
you
see him getting awkward over there.
when you
I wanna
break
know.
down,
Hold on, I want to know because he felt like I can see he's getting a little awkward over
I'm
there.
not supporting Hitler in any way, but you need to
He
understand
wants to say
what
something. Hold on.
you
let
need
him
to
talk.
understand what Jews.
Oh damn!
You
can't say
need to understand
Jews.
what Jews Hitler was going after. Hitler was going after the Orthodox Jews and not the Zionist Jew. The Zionist Jew was actually financing Hitler and supporting Hitler himself. The Orthodox Jew was the problem. Within, you can look up Yaakov Shapiro, and he talks about
The
this
face,
also.
the face. Look at the face he's doing right now.
Rabbi
You guys can't see it. Sorry.
Yaakov Shapiro, he says every time the Zionist goes up and talks about anti-Semitism, the Orthodox Jews are always the ones that are targeted, because they know that the Zionist Jews, they do not follow the tradition. They do not follow the tradition, and they do not like the Orthodox Jew. They are the ones that are embarrassed to be the Orthodox traditional Jew, because they're like, why don't you value money? Why don't you value land? Why don't you value control? Within the Orthodox Jews' beliefs, they believe that they cannot pursue or receive any land until their Messiah returns and gifts them the land. This is what they believe.
We need
And
the
the Zionist Jew does not believe that, because if you look at Israel, look at what they're doing in Gaza, they are all about that. They believe that, no, we're not waiting for our Messiah. We're going to get what we want. And this is why the Rockefellers, this is why the Rothschilds, this is why they align with the Zionist party.
They're going to make it happen.
They're going to make it happen. This is why people like Theodor Herzl, who was the leader of the late 1800s push of Zionism, because again, what they did was they took what was within the Christians' belief, the far left evangelical Christians. They admired that religion.
That's not far left. That's far right, isn't it?
Yeah, it's considered far right. This is why the Republican Party is so close to, I stand by Israel. I stand with Israel. This is why they sit up there and fucking take golden showers from Benjamin Netanyahu every time he comes over there, because they believe it's well within their religious right.
It was a wrist action for me.
The wrist action?
Yeah, that was what set it off right there. It was all over Austin, actually.
But I so just seeing the growth of the show and how we were talking, how we've been kind of,
and I was terrified of.
You was like, what the fuck are you talking about? We're gonna get canceled.
I would love to go back to the first episode when you brought it up. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I was so lost. I'm like,
but now you see Candace Owens talking about it, like so many other people out there talking. I'm just glad that we're having a conversation finally, and we can kind of at least like, nah, bro, fuck BB. Fuck BB. BB got us in 9/11.
I say fuck everyone that says we want to continue war. Like that makes no sense. And there's so many people out there like, oh, that's our greatest ally. We need to stop Russia. I'm like, how about we just stop fucking killing? How about we just stop killing? How about we no more war? It's how is that so bad?
Facts.
How is that so bad? Austin, give us something here. I feel like you got something.
Boy, there was a lot said.
There's a lot to unpack on that right there.
Awesome.
Well, the thing is, you don't even fucking give a fuck about religion, but to see though how religion is used as a weapon, we do it in the United States, we do it as well.
Yeah,
and I think that's a problem. I think the state of Israel uses it to their defense better than anybody in the world. That's just my opinion.
Probably. I mean, that's obviously religion is one of the most effective tools to control any sort of population.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I totally agree with that. Austin's on to something.
I think he's.
You know what? I think I am going to recuse myself.
Punt. You're gonna punt.
I'm gonna punt because
Have to.
I don't know enough
Isn't
about.
your girlfriend Jewish?
She is Jewish,
Yeah, that's a big deal.
which.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I mean, she's half Jewish.
But
She
even
is.
within that, though, there's a
Fair
lot of Jewish folks, even within the state of Israel.
No. I would
BB
love
does
for you
not
to have, a
have
conversation
any.
and come back.
Like, yo, BB's
I'd love to
approval
hear
rating
that.
is in the tanks, though.
have a conversation with my girlfriend about Israel.
Yeah.
I don't think she cares.
good.
Oh,
She's
she's that.
good.
She's that.
She's
She's
good.
that kind of.
yeah, like she's not really Jewish.
Okay,
her
gotcha.
her dad is Jewish. She has a bubby. You know, her grandma.
Oh, no,
says that
But
she's
see,
I don't know what that
there's
is, but all
the
right.
next question, though. Are they a race or is it a religion?
Are there what?
Is it a race or a religion?
I
a
think
religion.
Judaism is a religion.
So what makes you a Jew?
So I don't think she's really Jewish. She's I guess there is a cultural or Jewishness that happens. Like I think there's an American cultural Jew.
Like she saves every penny, or
No. Just like like her grandma makes like this, I forget what it's
Matzo
called.
balls.
I've had
Matzo
matzo balls.
balls.
I've had latkes. I've had lox.
Uh-huh.
You know
Yeah,
lox.
yeah.
You know, like
yeah,
so. There's
The heritage,
it's gross,
right.
right?
the culture.
lox. Yeah, it's kind of gross.
Yeah, cool. All right,
But latkes are delicious.
Latkes,
Yeah,
What
they're
is it?
they're
It's a
potato
LAT.
pancakes.
LATKES, right?
Yeah,
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 gotcha.
potato pancakes. They're delicious. They're basically like hash browns. Like they're like the hash brown
Put
patties.
syrup on it?
No,
Does
What?
someone else want to use the bathroom? Is that why
What's
they're
a
knocking on
pancake?
the fucking door over here?
I think that's the music, man.
So what
All
type of pancakes? Those aren't pancakes. No, if there's
It's
no butter or syrup, it's not a
Yeah,
pancake.
but no, it's just it's a disc of
You put
potatoes
butter on it.
It's
Same
it's like a hash brown patty.
Yeah,
Basically.
but it's not a pancake though.
Yeah,
You can
that's
put it
just-
in a. You can put it in a breakfast sandwich though.
Yeah, yo.
Jewish.
Yeah,
Jewish
latkes
food
are
is weird.
delicious.
Jewish
Yeah,
food is
Jew
weird.
Jewish.
I don't
Look,
like
my girlfriend's uncle
Did you
owns
know
a
she was
deli.
Jewish when you were like dating her?
Or
I
did
think
she
it
break
came
that
up,
into
but like
you
it didn't-
slowly?
didn't-
She was like, just want to let you know I'm Jewish.
It just didn't matter.
Just want to let you know my forefathers attacked you.
Like her uncle owns a deli. He makes bagels. They're awesome. Jewish bagels are delicious.
Are they that
So
much
what's the
better?
difference?
Yeah.
I've heard that, but I've never.
I don't
had-
know. I don't know what the difference is, but it tastes good. Like
So
It's like
everything
outside
they eat
more
is kosher,
crunchy?
right? So the kosher food, like the way they kill the cow, is like they just
Oh,
jab it
yo.
in the neck and just
yeah,
let
like
it
Hebrew
bleed out.
Nationals. Yo,
Yeah, just
they're
let the
killer.
cow bleed out.
I don't know. I
So-
don't know what it is, but it tastes good.
No,
So
I'm
was-
talking about. I want to hear more about the bagel. Why is it that much better?
Well,
I have no idea. It is
It
just,
Like, is it
it's-
crunchier outside and softer inside?
I mean, it's good. Like the texture is solid.
Can we
It's
see
just-
a-
it's-
can
it's
we
exactly what a
see-
bagel should be.
if
Can
someone
we
has
see
a
Jewish,
if someone has a Jewish bagel, let
circumcision.
us know, please. No,
Sorry, what about
no, we
circum-
cannot. No, we cannot.
I mean, I'm circumcised, but
No, I'm saying, can we see the
Not
Jewish
Jew-
version
you're
of the
not Jewish.
circumcision?
oh, are you talking about the
Yeah,
that thing
yes,
they do?
that. Yeah.
with the-
Where
Then
they
we
bite it off.
looked at it last
It was in a
time, right?
movie. What was the movie with John Cena? It was a fucking fantastic
Oh,
movie.
I didn't know
What?
He did a great. He did a great
John
job.
Cena did a Jewish circumcision movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
John
fuck are you
Cena's pretty
talking
It was
about?
John
It's
Cena
really
playing
good
the best friend in a movie. It was he actually did a great job. Like
John Cena's really good.
oh no, he's a terrible actor.
Yeah, Zionist.
But
I
like
actually like
this movie, he
Soros,
did a great job.
He's very dumb. It's good.
That's
uh,
not nice.
No, like
Stryker
yeah,
was
as
right.
an actor, like it's very blunt.
Soros is
Sure.
definitely a Zionist. He profited from his family profited from World War II. Their connection to killing
Allegedly.
kids,
Allegedly.
doing like that Zionist form of
So what are we gonna do about it?
Khazarian, just keep calling them out. That's the only thing we can.
That's
do.
it.
Yeah,
Nah,
I
we gotta do
mean,
more
I
than
think
that.
I think
I'm
so-
ready to do more than that.
so
I'm
when
tired
you-
of this.
So when you I'm with you on anything that outside of that. When you look into the music industry, Hollywood, all of the control that they have,
Oh,
and
you're
you look
doing
at
your boy Biddy or Diddy?
Diddy's compromised. But we didn't know Michael
Baby.
Jackson was going to war with him like that. Mike was going hard at designers.
He said "kike me"
yes,
in a music video, and they
Yes.
blocked it out.
yes. Mike
Jew
was
me,
not
sue me.
playing. Mike was not playing, and he knew what was going. Like he used
The
his
greatest
power.
entertainer of all life.
He used his money and to really
He has no
stick
idea.
his middle
He
finger
doesn't
up
know.
to the music industry.
He
When
did it.
he
Too.
bought-
He went anti-Israel.
When he
Michael Jackson
yes,
went anti-Israel.
when he bought the Beatles. When he
I
bought
honestly had no
Sony,
idea.
he owned all of the artists. He owned all
The
of the major
Beatles.
artists through Sony. And yes, Sony is Japanese, but the Jews controlled the entire music industry, and he was not holding back on just that overall fight.
Kick me, you can.
That's why Mike is goated. That's why I said you cannot disrespect Michael Jackson because he was Kanye before Kanye.
Listen, you were on here disrespecting my boy Elvis earlier, and he's like the Michael Jackson. for
When
white
you
people.
watch Priscilla, when you watch the show, when you watch the movie Priscilla, please watch it before our next show.
It's
Look.
almost as good as RoboCop.
Because I was
Oh no.
no, it's but it was really good. It was really good. And the guy that played Elvis was really fucking good. But just showing how, because when you're watching, like, yo, how the fuck did they allow this 15-year-old girl to go out with Elvis when he was like
That's how old she was?
Elvis.
She was 15.
She was fifth fucking teen, bro. And he met her before that. So he
That's
he
weird.
had to convince the parents. So he came to the parents in his military uniform. He was like, he was very respectful. I love your daughter. She's great. She's amazing. She's a wonderful woman. Yeah, I just want to be your friend, and I promise I'll respect her. Like that's what he was saying to her.
I apologize to everyone else for that one.
I promise I'll respect her. And so Elvis died of a drug overdose, right?
Allegedly.
But yes.
And
I learned about that in
One of the
church
first-
school.
one of
In
the
church
first
school,
early
I learned about that.
scenes, one of the first early scenes, they showed them like getting like close and intimate. This motherfucker gives her a pill, and he was like early into like his career. Like he was
Like a
like,
Diddy pill?
yes, bro. He was having her pop pills. That movie was so good, and I was just flipping through channels. I was like,
So they
Priscilla.
showed him
Yes,
hanging out with a
and Priscilla
15-year-old
Presley is still alive. So, all right, maybe some shit was sensationalized, but there's
Maybe.
a lot of shit in there. We like the music industry itself, Hollywood itself. They've been grooming kids for a long time.
I want to hear from Austin. Do you think that the Hollywood industry has been grooming kids?
No.
Not at all.
No. I don't think that's no. I
Given
don't.
all of the evidence.
Disney.
Do I think there's any sort of individualized this thing happening? Sure. But
Disney?
do I think it's no, I don't think Disney is grooming kids.
Disney's clean.
Disney's not clean. Disney sucks, but it's not grooming.
So
kids.
individually, there might be individuals that
sure,
but
Like,
not
No, I don't believe in that. There's like this big systemic grooming of kids.
So none of the subliminals that have you seen
No.
or heard, like so Little Mermaid with all
Yeah.
the dicks like the dicks in
He-
the.
all right, so
yeah,
he's- all right, hold
I know
on.
what you're saying, but
all right.
no,
Jose,
I
he
don't
said
think
no.
he said no. All right, so my question becomes: is there any grand scheme
no
in government?
to groom kids. No.
No, not to groom kids. In any grand scheme, do you believe in any grand scheme?
Do I
in-
think there's a grand scheme? Like just
in any kind of push towards anything that's negative? When it comes to government, when it comes to
sure
landing on the moon, when it comes to,
I
do you believe we landed on the moon?
probably yeah.
All right, there's a little bit of doubt there.
Let me ask you this question.
Okay.
Now,
I love talking to Austin because
Yeah,
you're
it's
the
great.
resident Satanist, so I
Yeah, go ahead.
the easiest way to break down any type of society is to destroy the nuclear family.
you can't
Right.
say that because he doesn't believe that. He's a Satanist.
I'm just
Okay, go
I'm
on.
just stating as far as all right. If you look into
You can ask him, do
Karl
you
Marx
believe- do you believe
manifesto, in how
No,
to
but go
in
on.
how
All right, he
to
doesn't believe that.
usher in communism within the
doesn't believe
United
that.
States. They said the nuclear family was the one way that you can attack it, right?
Okay.
And one
Do
of
you
the ways,
hold on? What about that? Do you believe that that is the best way to attack America? Is
No,
by attacking the social
the nuclear family.
No.
structure?
I
Okay.
don't believe that.
All right.
but
Okay.
go on.
All right. Well, that is
Continue.
that is a belief as far as being able to destroy or create any type of division or separation between the nuclear family and then also government is to destroy it from within, right?
Yeah, but he doesn't care about that though.
That's fine, but I'm just setting the table. I'm just setting the table or setting the deck for the overall question itself.
Okay.
Let's say if that is a specific tactic, right?
Okay.
Do you believe or do you think that sexual liberation is a way to kind of remove or create some sort of disconnect from what from what your mother and father says or the traditions that they set in front of you?
No, I don't believe this is a concerted effort. I don't believe this is
You know,
a.
you're
No,
asking the
I
wrong
understand.
question.
No, I'm
hold
just
on, hold
saying,
on.
no,
Let me
I'm
ask
just
it
saying-
friendly. Let me ask it
Yes.
friendly.
Okay, go on.
If you were to want to erode the culture of America,
Okay.
back when it was the time of Leave It to Beaver,
Okay.
right? What would you do
If I wanted to erode that culture,
if you were someone that said, "I'm gonna fucking erode the culture of America and destroy it from within"?
I don't see that this
Just think,
this premise. I don't
just take
think.
your mind into the darkest. I know you have to because you're a gamer, right?
Okay, go on.
So as a gamer, you have to be able to go into the darkest crevice of your mind.
What?
Why
What does
not?
that have to do with gaming?
Why not?
I have no
because
like.
you-
I don't see the correlation.
Because there's always a alternative form or alternative route in which you could take, right?
Mhm.
As a gamer.
I'm not seeing
So
the
if there
gaming correlation.
were an ulterior route in which you wanted to take down a culture of America,
Okay.
what route would you take?
See, I don't believe that's what's happening.
No,
I
no,
don't.
that's what I'm asking though.
Right.
What route would you take? What would you go after first if you wanted to erode the culture of America? What would you do first? As a Satanist. Religion, maybe?
No, I don't think-
Education? Not actually represent the people?
So see this very premise I have
No,
an issue
not a
with.
premise. Not a premise.
It is a premise.
What would you do? Like if you were that
but
person?
I don't believe that people want to do this.
No, I'm not asking if you believe it. I'm asking if you could be that person. Let's put you in that
Why?
position.
Like
where
I'm
you were
a
the
super
ultimate-
villain? Like
Yes,
that's what you're
yes,
saying? I just
exactly.
but I don't. Super villains aren't real. That's what I'm getting at. This whole
But you were able to put yourself
concept.
you're able to put yourself in RoboCop, but you're not able to put yourself in I don't know, Minority Reporter.
Put myself in. That's
Have you watched the interview of the former KGB spy that spoke about just how
Taking down America without
Yes.
firing a single weapon.
yes, Yuri Bezmenov.
I know what the one you're
you know what I'm
talking
talking
about.
about.
And I get what you're saying. I just
I'm trying to get
So-
you to that mentality of
Well, no,
yes, I
I'm just
understand
trying to
what
sp-
the
I'm
point
just
you're
trying to-
coming
I'm
from.
just
I
trying
just
to bring it to
I'm
that
trying
interview
to
itself
dispute it.
because-
I don't.
don't dispute it. Just run with it.
Why?
If, how about this? I'll go with it.
no,
ask me
don't
the
run
question.
with anything.
No, ask
Dispute
me the
everything.
question. Ask me the question. If I were to do something,
Okay, if you
what
were
would it
to
be?
destroy America, how would you do it?
If I were to destroy, no, let's go with a different country so I can at least put myself into the
Okay,
mentality.
if you were
of
to
it.
destroy
Russia, Russia.
Okay, go.
All right, if I were to destroy Russia, I would embed an ideology in which they find themselves at odds with what they've been programmed because they're a communist country, right? They've been told what to believe. So you have to embed their ideology with something that's different from what they've been taught their entire life.
Okay.
Right? So if you're going to embed them with an ideology that's different from that, then what would the ideology be at that point? If you're gonna,
So in this case, you're suggesting that we destroy the communist society with capitalist values. That would be the opposite of what they're going with.
would that be the opposite? I don't think that's the opposite.
no,
though.
no, no,
I don't think
no,
that's the
no,
opposite.
So hold on. All right. I'm going to take this.
Yeah,
this,
go
this-
go the communist
okay.
route. I'm gonna go the
Okay, all right.
Go
Let's.
the opposite route.
This is what happens to the Soviet Union,
Okay.
right? We introduced capitalism.
No,
That-
I don't think that's the opposite though. I don't think the opposite of communism
And
is
I don't think
capitalism.
we introduced. It wasn't capitalism. It was, it was more
think it's
about
individualism.
It was more about
Sure.
individualism, and it was more
Yeah,
about the
individualism.
republic, and it was more about anti-government.
I think capitalism is the economic. I guess capitalism and individualism go together.
How?
I don't think so.
Yeah. No.
I think you're
absolutely.
thinking about America.
No, I think as so capitalism, the sort of foundation is it is an individualist thing because it's about
It's control.
yes, it's about gaining capital.
Yeah, but that's the
It's
same
about-
thing as
which is only possible in an
It's just a term,
individualized
but it's still
society.
control.
No,
It's still control, though.
All capitalism
the
is a
opposite
term.
of control is individualism and not having control. So it'd be like Madonna when it came to like a virgin.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
The opposite.
Individualism more aligns more with the fact that we are a republic, right? That more aligns with how we exercise our rights to exist. Capitalism is just a term for the open markets, creating something that you can trade within a market. Is more of a financial gain. It has absolutely nothing to do with individualism or what
capitalism is absolutely the economic sort of what is it? It's capitalism, socialism. That's it. There's two differences. Socialism is more of a government controlled interaction within the market, the free market.
But that's still business. It has nothing to do with the individual though.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
You're still on the level of business though.
Yeah,
let's go back to
but that's what I'm saying. Capitalism has absolutely nothing to do with individual rights and freedoms. Your right to exist within your inalienable rights given to you by God.
How can you have a capitalist society without having individual freedoms?
Yeah,
because within just your own individual freedom to create a good that can get exchanged within the open market, that's what capitalism is. The republic side of it being the fact that we are a republic, that protects your rights as a citizen. So I can decide whether or not I want to create a good and service to go out and trade within the open market. I have that right to do that.
You have to have individual rights in order to do that. That's what.
Yes, but what I'm trying to drive home is you have to separate, and this is how the left.
But you guys are at the government level. You're not at the individual level.
But this is how
that's a problem.
This is how the left find a way to confuse folks on capitalism and make it seem like it's this evil entity, this evil thing.
Yeah,
it's actually not. Like there's crony capitalism who find ways to create monopolies
because it's the pub. There's the individual, right? There's the individual.
Okay.
In let's say Russia, there's the individual. In America, there's the individual. In Russia, you can't have your own individual company because everything is about the greater good, right?
Right.
In America, everything is about the individual, or it's supposed to be about the individual.
Yeah.
So if you were to destroy Russia, it would have to start with the individual good. Not the greater good, not the business good, but about the individual good, which means that you individually believe in something that the collective does not believe in. So you individually believe that you can do something that the government does not believe you can do. Like you can bake bread, you can swim faster, you can, whatever it may be, you as an individual have a value to bring to society that's different from the societal value that we believe you have. So the individual is the attack in Russia, I would think. Is there?
Yeah.
Do you disagree?
See, I don't. I think
Put
that
yourself in Putin.
individualism and capitalism are tied together.
You can't.
What do you mean you can't?
You can't.
What do you mean you can't?
The individual and capitalism
Yeah, individualism and capitalism are
are
tied together.
tied together.
Yes.
So they're forced to stay together no matter what.
I don't think it's a forced thing. I think it's a natural correlation. I think
No, because there's an individual that is like Walmart that
Okay.
we're not correlated with at all.
Wait, all right. Maybe are we having different definitions of what individualism means?
I think
Probably.
so. I think so. And I just keep saying like the easiest way is to separate capitalist and capitalism from the individual because
No, it's individual from the collective.
yes, but still again within just capitalism.
Can you
within,
define individualism for me?
you as an individual have the opportunity to create any type of good or service that gets traded within
Right.
the market.
Yes.
This-
How is that not tied to capitalism? You just like
Because all it is capitalism is
But you're
how
not-
could you
but
have an
you're not-
individualist in
you're not
a
supposed to be-
communist
what's
society?
an adjective?
Hold on, you're not
Person,
supposed-
place,
hold
or
on.
what describes an action?
Hold on. You're not supposed to be fighting for capitalism. You're fighting for collectivism. You're
I'm
fighting
not
for
fighting for
Russia.
that.
You're Russia.
No, we're talking about how to destroy Russia with
Exactly.
individualism and capitalism
Individualism.
and
And
capitalism.
capitalism, yes.
Yes,
And
Both of
capitalism.
those
because
two.
they're
But
correlated.
not together. They're not
You
correlated.
can't.
They might
one
be-
precedes the other.
Fine, proceeds.
It
Yes.
takes the individual to create whatever good
Right.
and service to be traded
Yes,
within the open market.
that's what I'm
Now,
saying.
this is what I'm saying as far as we have to learn how to separate that because this funny ass meme that I seen, it was funny.
Well,
as
how could you? How can you separate it? How can you have an individualist
this-
society and a
Well,
communist
it's
society?
it's just how the individual views capitalism, right? Or the individual, right? So this is a funny meme. Sir Isaac Newton said, "Time is absolute." Albert Einstein said, "Time is relative." Karl Marx said, "Time was invented by clock companies to sell more clocks." How you view the actual invention as an individual,
Right.
if you vilify the person that had the idea, that created the idea, that found and created a good and service that people within the open market said, you know what, I'm going to pay you for that service. Why should the individual be punished by government for creating something that can be easily traded within the open market? That is what Marxism or communism speaks against. What they want
Right.
is any good idea that gets created by the individual,
Uh-huh.
it has to go
No
through
longer
government
belongs.
first.
Right.
And once it goes
Right.
through government, once the government
Yes.
steps in and say, okay, before you get your cut, we get our cut. And then
That's-
you as the individual,
That's socialism.
that's socialism, right? You cannot grow. You
Right.
are no
But-
longer
but-
an individual. You
That's-
belong to
Greater
the
good.
state.
There's a reason why socialism and communism get lumped together. It's because they are correlated.
Those are
they-
correlated.
Right, those are
Yes,
correlated.
as- in the same way that
But
individualism and capitalism
every
are correlated.
individual is not a capitalist. Every individual is not creating a good and service to get traded in open market.
I think
We have Mary
capitalism is the
Lupian, who's not she's not a capitalist.
Son of a bitch.
right, and she's not
You
an
can't say bitch.
individualist either.
I can't. Why can't you're
No,
no
she's
longer
not
on city
individual,
council.
so-
Right, because
But
I can say
one
bitch, 'cause
precedes
I
the
don't give a
other.
No. The answer is no.
See,
What do you mean no?
This is how socialism just sneaks its
Because it doesn't
way
fucking
in.
make sense.
It does no,
No,
a lot of folks it doesn't make sense to a lot of people and they'll be like, I mean, hey, you know what, these
You know,
These
we
business
got to
people
do
are
what's
making a lot
right
of
for
money.
everybody. No, the fuck we don't.
So
No, we don't.
individual. So all right, I guess I'm going to give my own definition of individualism here.
You're
Individualism.
rocking the whole thing, bro.
excuse me.
Damn.
Individualism.
Okay, go
The
ahead.
concept that an individual in society has the right to pursue his own wants, values, and means.
Cool. Sound like Kamala. Continue.
Okay. You can't have that in a communist society.
Right.
Right. Which is why it only really exists in a capitalist society.
No,
Why not? What are you saying? No.
because you can have an individual society without having a capitalist society. Without
what
having,
else? What other kind of society has individualist? What other economic system? Fits
I
the
would say like
individualist
Puerto
society?
Rico. Puerto Rico
Okay,
is
go on.
what do you call it? We call Puerto Rico.
I don't know. What did go
It's
on.
a
You're
not a
you're making
nation
this point.
state. It's not a freaking whatever fuck it is. It's just owned. It's just owned. That's all.
Okay.
And so whatever you produce individually,
Uh-huh.
cool, good for you. We're just gonna tax it and take it over here.
Right. And that's so but that doesn't breed individualism. That doesn't because individual
But it doesn't stop it
No,
either.
yes, it does. Individualism is almost entirely built upon what a person bettering himself, his own situation.
Okay.
And you can only have that if you have the means to better your own situation through capitalism.
Which means that we don't have that in America.
Have to be,
What do you mean?
It doesn't have to
'Cause
be
if there's
based on
limits-
capitalism.
Capitalism isn't always unbridled.
Everything doesn't.
Yes, it
but
is.
Everything as an individual.
That's
doesn't-
laissez-faire capitalism.
Right.
Right.
That's the way it should be.
Capitalism to its fullest extent. So
Right.
you think there should be no government interference at any amount of
until
in the way money is
until-
handled.
Until
Okay, go on.
there's boundaries that need to be set. Absolutely.
That's not hands-off capitalism then.
It pretty much is.
So I agree. I'm a small government guy. I am. Yes, I'm an individualist. I think it is the right of every man to improve his own situation through his own works.
Sounds racist, but go ahead. Continue.
I don't know what that means. But yes, a man should have the right. Is a man not entitled to the sweat of his brow?
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. America.
America. Yes. And there are only and the other options are not capitalist. You know, if a man is not entitled to the sweat of his brow.
Right.
Right.
You were supposed to be playing the part of Russia.
But I don't agree. So
So you
this,
don't.
no.
you don't-
This is so we're talking about you assigned me the role of dismantling Russia.
No.
That's what you
Of
said.
supporting Russia.
That's not what you
I'm
said.
going to dismantle Russia.
No, that's
Oh.
not what you told
All
me.
right, maybe.
We were talking about how would I dismantle Russia? And I said through capitalism and individualism. That was how the Soviet Union was destroyed.
Individualism. Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Gorbachev.
And
Take
what
down that wall.
and what followed was capitalism.
the
Somewhat.
gosh darn
Somewhat.
best part.
Somewhat.
Yeah. Right.
Oh,
Obviously not to a full
worldwide.
extent, but that is the
Yeah.
We should also stop
Correlation.
worldwide capitalism because we're becoming
why.
we're becoming a one world government is why.
Mhm.
In and of itself, what is the problem with that?
What?
A one world government.
Awesome.
So hold on.
Show's
In
over.
an individualist capitalist society,
Uh-huh.
if we're allowing that to persist, why do we
that's
need
a- that's a-
individualized governments?
That's a
for
grand
country?
question. That's a grand question. Because no, we are not allowing that.
Okay, why?
Go down that rabbit hole.
I mean,
Because we pay taxes. That's why. That's the only. That's honestly.
Okay, so you just don't want to
agree.
support other countries, which I agree
No,
with.
I agree with what you're saying, though.
Okay.
And in a generalistic view of, if we're going to go ahead and bring out the value of each individual person,
Yeah.
and each individual person is very good at producing something, why would we prohibit that person from producing something for the entire world?
Right.
Right. I agree with that.
Yes.
The problem becomes when I pay taxes. That's the
Yes.
problem.
But which is the
That's the only
The-
problem.
the
When I pay
opposition
taxes,
toward like a
If they-
communism / socialism.
right. If I start paying taxes, that means that my taxes need to go something towards something that values me, my family, my friends, everything that is within my own power. Everything outside of my own country, you're extracting taxes out of my pocket for someone else. That's the reason.
I agree with that. I'm an isolationist myself.
Ooh, that's America first.
Yes, 100%. Absolutely. I think we
Oh,
should be
hell
out of
yeah.
Ukraine. I think we should be out
There
of
you
other
go.
countries.
All right, we won. That's it. That's all we need to say.
I never
He's
America
disagree
first.
with
for
this.
No, that's it.
He's literally saying that.
I'm calling it
a
quits
lot-
now. I'm calling
I'm
it
a lot
quits.
more conservative than left in what you try to bring.
Yeah.
You
Very
keep
nice.
calling me the liberal.
I'm calling it quits now.
I never called
Austin
myself
said
that.
America first.
Motherfucking liberal.
Austin said America
I'm-
first. I love it.
The reason you call me the liberal is because I'm more liberal than
You're a
you.
Satanist.
I just try to
Oh,
stop
yeah,
you guys
he's-
from going over
No,
that
he's
line.
definitely-
I think you guys are further right than I am.
No, I got you. No, we
But-
good. We good now. We can
am
let you go back to
okay
your-
with
I am
being
I'm
far-right black
probably right of
guy.
center.
You'll never. Well, I
Does
will
your
be-
girlfriend know this? You need to talk to
Yeah,
her.
absolutely.
You
We'll
better
have a
talk to her.
conversation.
You better talk to her
Definitely
after
stand
this
on my
one.
hill as a far-right
Remind
black
me
guy.
of this after the show. I'll talk to you. Yeah.
All right, everyone.
Yeah.
You withstanded us long enough.
No, they've had Chris. I never seen it. What's that? Is that a black dude?
He does
Who's-
not look like a black dude.
No,
Oh, that is racist.
it looks like a black dude from here. What did Chris say? I never seen that name on there before.
Because a machine can do it faster and more reliably. I don't know what he was responding to.
No clue.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's more about on the socialist side,
Well,
because that is exactly where we're going.
I feel as though we've exhausted this entire conversation. I think everyone has heard it all.
We drank a good amount too. We're feeling real nice.
Hell yeah.
Man, not gonna lie. I'm gonna ride my scooter back home and feel good.
Yeah,
We
man.
appreciate you guys joining us for the one time a month we come together. Austin, the liberal Satanist over here. Lavelle, the black Republican bigot.
Bigot.
Jose, the Jose Pio, the Latino. I'm gonna say leftist, I guess. Thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate you very much. Have a blessed night.
Deuces.